real, and it only gets realer from here. And I'm back with another live segment. Happy birthday to all my fellow Pisceans out there. Gang, you already know. We in the build done. Also want to give a shout out to all my two-twos and my three-threes and my two-two-twos and my three-three-threes and my seven-seven-sevens. And shout out to any other angelical numerical numbers that I may have forgot to mention. I also want to thank everybody for coming out to support the channel. Thank you. And those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell notification to be notified of my upcoming videos and content. And we're going to jump right in. Okay. Now, so today's title, we're going to be discussing something shifted in me, you guys. Everybody has a shift that shifts within you. It's just something that you really have to pay attention to, because you may realize that your behavior is different. You may realize that you don't do the same things that you used to do. You don't behave the way you used to do. And it's crazy because I'm only on day 2, and I feel like me quitting McDonald's was a big deal, even though it sounds funny, but it's a big deal to me because I had been eating that crap from I was eating that crap for like weeks on end. Welcome, Misty. How you doing? Oh yeah, definitely. Big things happening for us. Yep, you're right. I'm actually tired. I was like, yo, I was like, should I do a sleep stream? I'm like, nah, don't do that. But I was like, that's just how tired I am. But one thing about passion, and one thing about being tired, it's an illusion, because you can actually allow yourself to stay awake or do whatever you need to do without an excuse. Because put it like this, if something came along and got your attention, you wouldn't be as tired as you say you are. Let's say you're tired, but all of a sudden you see a nice looking woman, start talking to you. Next thing you know, you start puckering up, and then you're like, oh, I'm not tired anymore. So that's why I say it's an illusion, because as long as you keep saying you're tired, then you are gonna go to sleep, because that's what you want anyway. It's like you either want to go to sleep or you don't. So that's what I always say. People just tend to make excuses about things that they want to do. It's like you call off from work, it's because you don't want to go to work. But to have to call your job and tell them, oh, why you're calling off sick, it's just like, I just feel like calling off sick is stupid. To me, I really rather you just send a note, or send an email and say, hey, I'm not coming in Friday, in a story. But it's like, damn, you guys, every time I get on here, man, now that girl just wrote me. That's weird. Once again, every time I get on live and, talk to you guys, it's like all of a sudden that Leo just tends to just wake up, in the middle of the jungle, like, oh, where is he? And she just starts to send me these texts, so it's weird that why is it when I get on the live? Let me see. Welcome everybody that just came in. Happy birthday. Sharon said tornado where? Instead of tornado. Yeah, I mean, you talking about from yesterday? And then it's crazy. Let me see if I still have it. Cause this is the thing. I've been eating. Okay, I've been on the OMAD. I've been on the OMAD diet. So that's really one meal a day, and I lost like 4 pounds. I'm like, yo, I'm looking at the damn weight scale, and I'm like, yo, this is so crazy. I was like literally pulling my pants up all day today while working. I'm like, damn, these pants really feel light. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And I'm not even hungry, because like I literally the meal was just like chicken and like lo mein, you know, noodles or whatever, but it's not like no crazy saucy type stuff going on. But I just give the one meal and, you know, supplement the protein and that's it. But it's like when you, I ain't gonna lie, it's a pretty emotional topic because it's like some things can make you cry because you be realizing that, damn, bro, like you could really be hypnotized and like really just doing something that you never really think you would ever quit or stop until you feel a power shift, until you realize that you have to pull the plug. Like nobody's coming to save you, and you have to shift your energy into better decisions. It's like when you sit there and think about it, no one is bringing you food, okay? You're either door dashing or you're going to get the food. So it's like if you just say to yourself, I'm not eating it no more, you're not gonna go and do it. You're not gonna go and fall for the illusion. You're not gonna even, you know, start going up there to eat anything because you know the truth, you know, within, you know that it's poison and you know the food is there to kill you. So it's like you can feel the power shift, you know, and that's what I feel right now is that I wasn't even thinking it like all day today. I wasn't even really, how can I say, I wasn't how I normally would be. I was just more like, I felt more woke, more like energized and more just, and then, well, I would say I was more out of it because I got ready to hit a right turn and I accidentally hit the left signal. So it's like, I was just like, weird. But see, let me tell you guys something that happened today. Something shifted earlier today. Okay. Now I know you guys are going to laugh about this, but, I don't find anything funny about it, but I'll share with you. I went and got the one meal. Okay. So, you know, as you guys know, within every time you buy, Chinese food or, you know, you get an entree, you always get a fortune cookie. So I basically just, you know, curious and just boom, crushed the cookie and was looking inside of, read the little note inside. And it said, your intuition will be a guide today. I was like, oh, dang, that's crazy. Cause I always be talking about the intuition. Now I get a damn fortune cookie that says to use your intuition as a guide today. I said, oh, okay. I sure am. And then I said, oh, you know what time it is. So next, you know, I went to get some lottery tickets. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just get a couple of scratch offs and then whoop-de-woo. And then I ended up like, bro, I swear to you, I'm not even lying, man. When I started to listen, when I picked the tickets out, I'm going with my intuition the whole damn time. I'm not even like everything that I taught you guys about how to know when you're using your intuition. I'm like using the same steps. I'm feeling like, you know, my chest is like just telling me to pick this number, pick, you know, or scratch this, you know, get these tickets, get this kind of ticket. And then like, the lady was like, okay, what tickets do you want? And I looked at the thing and I was just like, I just picked, you know, I just said, yo, boom, you know, give me this one, give me that one. So I picked two tickets. And then I'm like, okay, this is why I believe in affirmations. This is why I believe in like what you say sets the tone for your day. Okay, so me, this morning I woke up and I said, I woke up ready to win. That's the first thing that I said when I woke up this morning. Okay. I said, I woke up ready to win. So then I picked the two tickets. Something told me to go get the ticket from the actual machine, to don't buy all three of them in the same damn, you know, machine. And then I said, okay, boom, I went to go get the ticket. And I scratched them bad boys up. And I was like, bro, winner after winner after winner after winner. I'm like, bro, this is insane. Like all the tickets, winners, all the scratch offs, winners. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And this is why I said, bro, it all starts when you wake up. That shifting just happens when you wake up. And what you say is what you'll get. See? But here's the thing. I believe that's not why it happened. I believe that the sacrifice. See, the sacrifice is where you get your power back, because when you're doing any type of vice or anything, let's say you're eating bad food, or you're doing something that's taking away your energy, wearing you down every day, making you unhappy, and then all of a sudden you just cold turkey just stop, and then all of a sudden you're like, damn, it's like a light switch turns on, and you just start thinking different, feeling different. And then all of a sudden, and mind you, I didn't even go work out. I use my job as a workout, and I do Instacart and happen to lift, heavy cases of water and just heavy groceries. Okay. So another thing is the power shift that I felt, you guys, is that sometimes as a Pisces, you tend to ping pong between the light side fish or the light fish versus the shadow fish, the villain. Okay, you have the villain where you may feel like the villain you may feel like the villain in most cases, scenarios, and it's like you can't really. And when it comes to being the villain, sometimes you need the drive. If this, let's say the energy is better far as motivation, drive, and those, that and stuff, that in this and such. It's like, yeah, you could use that especially if it's not there for your light-sided, self. So I'm like, well, nah, I'm not gonna go into a new situation because I might not need all that energy. I might not need all that drive and motivation, because that's what put me into the box in the first place. So it's like sometimes you have to stop negotiating your energy. See, it's like you gotta stop thinking that you need more energy to go work out. Nope. You got to just go and even if you don't feel like doing it, just do it anyway. See, I didn't feel like doing this video and I'm doing it anyway. See, it's like when you don't feel like it, that's when you should do it. It's like you got to, every time you don't feel like doing something, do it. Do it, because your emotions and like your feelings it will always block the very thing you're supposed to be doing. See, it's like you can't just say, oh, I ain't doing it, I don't feel like it, it's like, nope, just do it. And it's like always do the things that other people don't want to do. See, let's say you were at work and let's say you got to clean the toilet. Okay, sometimes just bite the bullet and clean the damn toilet. Clean the nastiest, filthiest thing or whatever. Nobody else won't do it. You do it. See, let that become, yours. Because I'm going to tell you what it does. It humbles you. Not only does it humble you, it strengthens you. And then you become the king of that throne. You become the one that, hey, don't touch such and such, it's bad from that's his, his thing. So it's like when you stop complaining and you say, yo, I'm gonna just start, cleaning the bathroom, start doing this and cleaning the toilets, then all of a sudden, once you're cool with it, now other people want to do it. It's like, oh, now other people are mad and jealous because they want to clean the bathroom. They see like, oh, that it must be something, because they're watching you the whole time. They're watching the way that you behave, because your energy, see, that's why I said, do not negotiate your energy. Do not try to use your energy to explain yourself, so it's like you have to know when to observe the new energy that you have, and know how to use it and how to attract it. Okay, now another thing too is don't react to the very thing that might seem hard to do. Just do it. I would say that I underestimated myself, because you know how they say when you feel weak, you're actually strong, and when you feel strong, you could actually be weak. So it's like I felt like I should be a little more vulnerable, because listen, like if I had never just came to the raps and just known that I had a problem, I probably would have never changed. But what's crazy is that I found out my brother I heard some bad news because my brother, he's still not acting right. And one of my cousins, and you know, it's crazy because she's a Leo, and she called and told me about my brother. She's like, yeah, your brother was stealing. He was up there at Walmart stealing, and he got detained and slammed to the ground. And I'm like, what? Why would he be up there stealing for what? It's like, remember I told you with Aries, it's like Aries has to be careful with impulsivities because they get these impulses and they think like, oh, the ideas that they come up with, they think they won't get caught. And then they always trying to do like some Suge Knight type of stunts. And it's like they end up landing themselves in jail. And they're the type of sign to, you know, act up and then think about it later. It's like, yo, make sure it's a pool of water there to catch you first before you jump into a situation. It's like, yo, like, could you imagine you wake up in the morning and you say, start to scratch your head and you say, I'm gonna go to Walmart and steal a television. Okay. So you go into the store, just like a football game, no helmet though. You walk in there, you see the TV you want, you grab it, you ask for it or whatever. If it's if it's on the shelf, you grab it and then you literally try to go for it and walk out the damn front door. No, like, it's not that, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, some people are so impulsive that they don't think like that someone's gonna try to tackle you. Like, you're not gonna just walk out the front door. It's not like it's very easy. Like, you're gonna get seen. Somebody's gonna see you do that. Like, it's like you gotta have, I wouldn't even say you gotta have tact. I would say you just gotta be more smarter with what you do, because now it's like, I don't understand why he did it, but it's just weird. But it's just like, why I say that, why I even brought that up is because, like, if you don't control yourself, if you don't control your energy, that's what ends up happening. See, it's like you start doing stupid stuff, and like I'm not judging him. I'm just using his situation as an example. When you start, eating the wrong foods and stuff, you start to, it's like an impulse that you get that, oh, you just get up and do it because it's a bad habit, So I don't know why it's funny. It's funny now. It wasn't funny before, but it's funny now because it's like I finally stopped you guys. I don't think you guys understand how I feel. Like, imagine you keep putting your hand in someone's trunk, and then all of a sudden you don't even want to go in there no more and put your hands in there anymore. It's like, that was a bad example, but yeah, that's just the best way I could say it right now. But but yeah, I'm gonna tell you, because this is the thing. Listen, I don't know if you guys ever been depressed, but I was depressed as shit like a year ago, and I didn't even know what depression was. Okay, mind you, I had an idea that it was like, okay, you're down in the dumps. I appreciate that, Shabinky, Shy, appreciate that. Hope I'm saying your name right. But like, yeah, I appreciate that. Blessings to you. Now, the thing about it is, like, I was depressed, and how can I say it? Okay, how can I say this? All right, so I was depressed, and I basically stopped giving a damn. Okay, that's the best way I can say it. Like me, it's like, people don't understand what mental health is. Very, very, like, important. It's like something that happens, and then, like, you can ignore it, put it off, and it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And it's like, my depression got so bad that I really just, like, hit rock bottom. And it was just like people could look at you on the outside and really not know how you feel on the inside. So it's like with me, my situation, I was like, as you guys know, I wear the same clothes. I wear, It's like every day I wear the same clothes. You know, I wash them once they're dirty, but it's like sometimes I feel like it's like because based with the food and everything, the whole picture, it's like it starts off with one thing and it trickles down. So that's why I said when you just stop giving a damn, you just let yourself go. It's like you no longer get your hair cut no more. You no longer do the things to take care of yourself, to sustain yourself. But then all of a sudden, it's because your mental health, you're not feeling good. See, so you can't go out there and do the things you used to do because you don't have the energy. Your energy is off balance. So I say all that to say is that, like, me getting out the depression, and I'll tell you, I have to take medication for it. That's just how bad my depression is. Depression is like why I'm even saying this is because, like, imagine, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Imagine you falling off of a building, right? And you land inside a deep, deep hole, see? And all of a sudden, you can't get out. You realize, oh, I'm effed. I'm so deep into this damn, this damn hole that I don't see myself coming out of this, right? So, and why I'm even sharing this is that maybe I can help somebody out there that's feeling like that, okay? So, everything in my will power to try to get myself out of that, I couldn't do it, see? Because it's a mind state. And when you feel depressed, you feel like something is weighing on you, keeping you stuck. See, now the only way, because listen, I went like a whole 2 years. I was never smiling. I was never laughing. I was never like expressing anything far as like no joy, no nothing. I was literally like a robot. And then all of a sudden, it was the fact that I ended up just like caring. See, I ended up just caring about how I felt, to where then all of a sudden it's like I found a reason to laugh. I found a reason to talk. I found a reason to get up and go. See, now once I did that, now it's like I saw myself getting out, finding a way to get out the hole, like a plan. And that's what I'm saying is like you have, even if you just get up and walk every day, you just get out the house. You have to get out the house. You have to find a way to get out of where you're at. See, mentally, physically, and see, before you know it, you've been snapped out of that depression quick, boom, like a light bulb just switches on. And then all of a sudden you'll say, damn, I actually feel alive now. I actually feel like I've gotten out of that mindset. Like, because now I actually, I actually care. Now I actually better. Now I'm actually, but my situation, man, I'm talking about I'll tell you this, man. How can I express it? My depression was so bad that I couldn't even talk to people. I couldn't even it's just like, just imagine a person just wants to commit suicide, a person that just wants to just call it, just end it right then and there. It's like, damn, bro, that's how you felt. Yes. To where you're like, damn, why would you do that? Why would you feel like, bro, you just don't know. That's why I tell people, like, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've seen. You don't know the traumas. You don't know any of what I've experienced. It's like, I just find a reason to smile, because it's like I have to, I can't let all those things win, if that makes sense. See, so it's still me fighting my demons and the things that I gotta go through and the things that I've seen. So I'm just there. Only reason I'm sharing this is because, like, it's like sometimes you gotta get it off your chest, because before you elevate into ascension and before you rise from the ashes, you have to surrender all those like things about your story. Because as long as you try to hide it and try to act tough and try to act like, oh, you've never felt like that, then you're going to stay there. You can't get to the next place because you're afraid of what you've been through. Now, here's the thing. going back to the shift, okay? Sometimes, and I'm gonna tell you guys, okay, so when you walk into a room, the rooms feel quieter. You walk past people and then no one notices you. It's like, I don't know if you guys ever felt like that, but I've been feeling more like a ghost. I've been feeling more like, isolated. And it's like, yo, what is going on? It's like I look at people and it's like people look at me and it's like it's like they're looking through me or looking past me. Maybe it's just my mind doing all of that, but I think that means something. Okay, so it means that your mind gets sharper. Okay, I notice my mind has gotten sharper, my focusness has gotten sharper, because listen, it's like even how I used to do my videos, it's like I would start to become monotone and just seem like, oh, not really fully excited, or my energy was just kind of like blocked a little bit. So now it's like I woke up ready to win. I woke up ready to do videos. I woke up more energy. See, so that's why I say, and it's crazy, just right before March, right before my birthday, I always feel like this. I don't know what it is, but how many of you Pisces or any others, sign, how, or just if you're not into the signs and you're watching, how many of you guys can attest where you just know that something's different about you to where you don't have the same interest anymore? See, it's like something is, but I meant to tell you guys this before I forget, is that when I was looking at those scratch offs earlier, it was like the ticket, it was like the little things was like flickering. The numbers were flickering. I'm like, why are the numbers flickering? As I was scratching them, scratching them, I said, damn, that's really neat. That's crazy. See, that's why I be knowing like stuff just radiate. Stuff just, it's like a radiance of energy. See, that you feel. Come on, Sad's World. I tried to give you a second chance, man. I tried to, give you another shot, bro. Cause I know you like to joke, but I think the other time you were here, you was scraping and scrambling. But welcome everybody that just came in. I probably look like a lot of people. That's the thing about Pisces. Sometimes people can be colorblind to where they may see us and then we look like a resemblance of somebody they know or that they like to watch on TV. It happens to the best of us. But yeah, okay, so another thing, okay. Sometimes clarity could be dangerous. So it's like when you want things to make sense, you really have to be strong enough to hear it. You have to be strong enough to hear it clearly, because sometimes if you listen, like let's say you could see through everything. Well, guess what? Some cycles end with yourself. Like if I ask myself, hypothetically speaking, if I ask myself, would you ever go back and eat McDonald's ever again? Even if it's just a Sunday, even if it's just a cone? Nope. See, it's like you have to know that there's no negotiating. See, with anything that you knowingly know that is bad for you. See, it's like you can't make no negotiations. No, oh, well, I'll just eat the cone, or hey, I'll just get a snack wrap, or hey, I'll just get that one thing that you think is healthy, or you think that, oh, that you can still have some. Nope. You got to say to yourself that in order for me to have a full power shift regarding myself, I must turn away from it. I must quit cold turkey. See, now, another thing is that I felt this power shift before I even said anything, okay? It's just that the scary thing is that the intuition has gotten stronger. See, because now the minute I felt that old girl was gonna text me right when I started this live, I already knew she was gonna text me. And that's the thing. Why? See, earlier she said it was too late. Now she just texted again like, yo, what are you doing now? Or you just got off of work? Like, come on now. Nope. I'm not even responding to that. See that? Now, excuse me. So another thing I have is right before you evolve, Pisces, you start getting quiet and quieter and quieter and quieter and quieter. That's how you know you're about to evolve, okay? I'm not talking about Pokemon here. I'm talking about the fact that you use energy because you absorbed it. Now that you're sitting on it, and now because of what? Self-control. Once you get to self-control, now you know how to use the energy correctly. So that involves you what? Forgiving yourself, forgiving others, and you need to do this instantly, okay? Because now you don't want to forget the lesson. Don't want to forget the lesson. That's all. That is one of the main things that a lot of Pisces have difficulty with, is what is the lesson? What is the lesson behind it? I know it might not sound as like entertaining as, you know, the way I'm giving this speech to you guys, this transformation speech, but it's like I'm just trying to tell you guys that you have to, anytime you want to change something, it doesn't always feel good. It's not the funnest thing in the world. You don't get the comfort that you probably would have felt, but it's for the trade-off is worth it. See, now it's just that when it comes to controlling your empathy, because you can actually have empathy for foods. You can really have, you can really love food to just as much as you would love your girlfriend, or if you're a woman and your boyfriend. It's like there's a lot of people that love food, see? And it's like you have to know that you cannot tolerate it anymore, see? When you know it's bad for you. Now, another thing is people don't believe that you have changed until they see you, okay? Sometimes, let's say you tell people, oh, I went out, you know, I did something different. People are not always going to believe you, okay? But don't worry about that. Don't worry about trying to prove yourself to others, or, you know, because at the end of the day, people see your version. They see the version of your story. So whether they believe you or not, they'll still see the changes. But one thing about it, when it comes to clarity, with Pisces, everything is always blurry, okay? It's never going to make sense to you. It's never going to, you know, a lot of people are still going to be confused when you tell them, you know, let's say your progressions and things that you've, you know, that you've got yourself through, your breakthroughs and whatnot. So it's just the whole mere fact is detaching from things that don't no longer serve you, okay? What do we call this? It's not anger, it's not ego, it's not revenge, it's boundaries. See, because this is what I said. You could dissolve all boundaries. That's cool and all, but you need boundaries. You need boundaries to not allow yourself to do the wrong thing and be stuck doing it and being, you know, controlled, enslaved to do it every day, because you have dissolved all boundaries, including your own. See, so you have to have boundaries for yourself, Pisces, and it's dangerous if you don't. Now, the power shift. Okay, another thing is that going from being depressed to actually wanting to do something is a big deal, okay? That's where the power shift, the day where I stopped caring until what? See? Until giving a damn. So you're going to feel that instantly, okay? So that's why a Pisces may change their tone. They may become cold all of a sudden. They may not be the same way they used to be, see? And I'm gonna tell you why Pisces turns cold is because they have seen too much. They have seen too much. And you may have had the mindset, oh, where you probably used to like to save people. You probably wanted to do more for others more than you would do for yourself. But then that begins to change. See, once you change, you have a new perspective upon life, people, things, and whatnot. See, so every tone shifts, okay? Every hidden motive shows itself, even yours. So every subtle, disrespectful thing or anything, it's all wrapped up in a smile. See, that's why I said anytime you're smiling, it's not always friendly. It's not always what you think you're seeing. See, sometimes it's an illusion. But that's the thing. Like you could be hurt. Hell, it's plenty times I've been hurt and I still find a reason to smile. See, because I don't want to get on here and give somebody else a bad day by being down in the dumps. See, but yeah, another thing is a Pisces that sooner or later will stop reacting. See, a Pisces will stop reacting, and that's when the true transformation begins. Okay. Another thing is this, okay? People don't understand when a Pisces goes cold, they have it's already over, okay? I'm gonna tell you another thing. See, as Pisces, we're very unpredictable. Like, okay, so from one day to the next, what's going on in the chat, man? Let's see. Let me see what's going on. I see a lot of block mess. Okay. Let me see what's going on. Smash the like button, you guys. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm making a lot of changes because with the video. So like I wanted to talk to you guys. So basically, I notice I go live a lot on my channel. When I try to do like videos, they don't really, I don't know what's going on. So like, do you guys just like the lives, or do you guys really or don't really care about the videos? I just want to know. Give me the heads up. Because I'm basically trying to figure out how I'm gonna do my channel. So it's basically like it'll be helpful to know. I sound like this because I'm tired as hell, you guys, but I'm basically fighting through like nope. So I can't allow myself to go to sleep. But yeah, I'm not gonna do y'all like that. I don't do the whole sleep streams or whatnot. I know that could be like the ASMR type of videos where they're like trying to make you go to sleep. You know, I usually feed off y'all energy, if that makes sense. It's like I try to give y'all the best content, but if I see like it's not really nothing, if I feel like I'm boring, and then that's like I can feel that it's like, yo, I need to get the momentum up. So it's not that I still try to finish even though I feel like that, but sometimes it's just like as the day progresses, you kind of get that the aftermath of like how you really feel. So it's like you probably just mellow, chill, and just sleepy, but then it comes off as like dry, monotonish, and just like it seems like what is he talking about type of deal. But trust and believe that I'm always awake, on point. But I could tell, depending on who's in the chat, what day it is, okay? But yeah, appreciate that, Sag World. Appreciate it. And that's the thing, like how can I say it? Now I will say the stuttering has at least came to wraps with me. I'll say the stuttering has stopped. It's still, you know, it still could be, you know, still there here and there, but it has gotten better because I don't have all that that McDonald's poison in my system is actually slowly leaving. But I think that one of the main problems was that my brain had so much sesame seed bun seeds probably blocking my damn frontal the front of my brain, that basically I couldn't really remember things like I used to. Because they actually said that McDonald's the fake hamburgers, they actually give you dementia over time. So I believe that because I couldn't think about nothing. Like, you guys know me from like 2-3 years ago, and you guys remember I never used to use no notes. Like, I used to be able to just go in, no notes, no notes or anything. I should just be able to just deliver, boom, 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 every video. And it's just like getting those brain farts, brain fog. It's like, literally, it was like after you say something, you literally just forget what you're about to say that quick. It's like, damn, why can't I remember my content? Why can I not remember what I'm about to say? So then it's like I had to get my notes. But happens to the best of us, man. It's burger buns and fake hamburgers and French fries. I believe that stuff was really wearing me down, because funny thing is, as soon as I stopped eating that crap, my memory came back. And I was like, wait, I was like, what the heck? I can remember things now? Whoa, like, I can remember it. Let's go. Like, okay. I finally got my groove back now. See? So that's the difference. Now, because let me see, Def said time corrodes us. Yeah, that's the thing. The thing about it too is consistency. Okay, so it's not just you stopping something for a day or two, a month from now, 2. You have this cold turkey means you're done with it for good. Okay. Me and McDonald's, we are no longer in a relationship. We're divorced for life. See, we have gone our separate ways. When I see Ronald McDonald though, I'm gonna beat his ass though. So he better watch out for me, because if I see Ronald McDonald's ass, he's getting a low blow, and I'm throwing him over. It's not a threat. It's a statement. I approve this message. See, now the reason I say that is because when it comes to the illusions, I didn't used to talk like this. This is why I know this is a power shift. I didn't used to talk the way I talk or the way I speak, because what I begin to notice is that a lot of these businesses are illusions. We think that we're getting real food. So, you know, some people are smarter than that. Some people already knew this already, but I'm one of the I'm one of the new kids on the block that didn't know. Okay. So through my ignorance, I was eating McDonald's like it was a real meal. Okay, I was eating Burger King or all the other little joints. I was eating I was their probably main customer. But what I realized is that after watching that documentary, I said, oh, hell no. I'm glad I found out now sooner than later, if that makes sense. See, so it's like, I'm not eating it no more. Like, it's just better. It's so easy to walk in the grocery store and just go get a couple of things that, you know, like your sardines, or just grab something and keep, you know, and go. Like, it's you have to protect your energy, not only from people, but from food, because all those things can be disruptions, distractions, illusions. And as soon as you think you're going to get food, You're not getting any. It's like you're not really getting food. You're gonna get sick, fam. It's like eventually it's gonna end up catching up to you, and you're gonna end up getting sick. See, but Ronald McDonald has a huge smile on his face with a damn hamburger in his left hand. See, and then you don't even know what's coming. You don't even know why. See, this is why I said there's very few people that question things. And remember I said it's always good to ask why. You see somebody smiling, you haven't said anything funny. You put it like this. Let's say you see a statue of Ronald McDonald smiling. Everyone else sees it and they're like, oh, there's Ronald McDonald. Oh, yeah, let's take a picture. No. Ask yourself, why is he smiling? See, every time you see him, he's smiling. Is he really smiling because he's happy, or he's smiling because he knows that his evil ass is killing you softly? See, it's just little things like, remember, the villain always smiles first. The body always reacts first, see? And then the intent. That's what he's laughing at. He's laughing, Ronald McDonald's laughing that, oh, I got everybody hooked on these poisonous hamburgers, and oh, the cancer is going to follow. And then all of a sudden, you don't even see it. You don't even see the aftermath of it until it happens. It's cold-blooded. It's what you can't see. That's why I tell people, like, if two countries were to go to war, it's different types of warfare here. We're already in a spiritual war. Then you got the nerve to lace these damn plastic, not even hamburger helper. Now you got the nerve to just lace these fine, pretty packaged quarter pounder with cheese. The sandwich looks perfect where you can't even listen. Every time you look at one of those hamburgers, they're perfectly made. They're artificial. And you put that in your body, then all of a sudden, you're hungry a half hour later. The problem is every single sandwich is loaded with fats, carbs, sugars. And you know what's crazy? Even the pickles and even those little things that you think are real, like, you know, real pickles or little ketchups, all that shit is all just like, just sugared and just all crap. So they'll never get my money ever again. Nope. I would rather eat broccoli or just eat something from the grocery store. That's it. I wouldn't even waste my time. But you know what I've noticed though is that it's not as bad. It's not as hard as we make it to be. It's just you don't even think about it. You make a decision and you don't do it. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Because listen, you are in control of your body. But it's your thoughts that get you in trouble. If you think that you want to still go, then that's what you have to change. See, you have to see. Some people have to have a reason to stop something. Some people have to have a valid reason. But if you look at the problem and you can see the proof behind it, what more do you need to see? See? So it's an illusion because they don't tell you these things. They don't tell you. And then they lie on the instructions, on the, you know, the ingredients. Like, and that's what scared the crap out of me, because, you know, they're sitting here saying that there's no trans fats in these sandwiches, and there is. So it's like, okay, thanks a lot. So it's just like, no. Let me see. Yeah, that's what they want, Misty, is they want the kids to get hooked on it. See, because everybody remembers back when they were a kid, when they first had McDonald's in the first place. See, the problem is that when you start to become addicted to it, the chemicals, what they put in the stuff, that's how they get you. See, you become a long-term customer from being a kid to an adult. But it's like the way your body's made, you know, you clog up your digestive tract, and like everything gets all kind of like a stopped up sink. You know, all that gunk and everything's all in there, and you got to go through clean eating and you know, fasting. That's the only reason why I'm doing OMAD right now, is because of the self-control. See, it takes time to build self-control, and it's simply like you saying no. See, and it's not only just food, it could be sex, it can be anything. You got to learn how to control yourself. Like, tell yourself you don't need that. You have to set the boundaries and start telling people, no, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not. Even if I feel something, if I feel my third leg, you know, saying, hey man, let me get some, I could just tell them, nope. See, no negotiations with the exchange of energy. See, because it would make you less powerful and more prone to bend and fold and join along with things, even if you don't want to, because I have strong willpower. But what ended up happening was I ended up getting myself in trouble by doing something when I was just saying, oh, it'll just be for today. Then it ended up turning into 2 years. See? And I mind you, I was just eating like a damn like a gluttonous a gluttonous pig, if that's the best way to say it. That's what it, and I realized that, you know, when you have a spirit of gluttony, that's what you do. It's like you carry on senseless eating, to where you could eat a box of donuts and still be hungry and still be, you know, ready for something else in seconds and thirds and fourths. And that's when I realized that something's wrong, because I ate like, I don't know, and it wasn't even a contest. I didn't even get paid for it, which was even more awful. But there was there was food out, and I said, yo, y'all ain't gonna eat that. And they was like, nah, you know, and I started feeling like a reincarnated snake. I said, yo, I just kept staring at all that food, and then, hey, started, you know, allowing my belly to just stretch out to hold all of it. But yeah, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's just that when you don't have no self-control, you're just going to end up just crashing out and just like doing something, and you're not even going to know why you did it. It's like, you say, damn, I don't even know how I set up there. Like, I got embarrassed because, like, I remember there was like a cookout, and they ordered pizza, and they literally had like all this leftover pizza just sitting outside on like the back thing. They're like, yo, you guys can help yourselves, or hey, if you want pizza, it's there. And I'm looking at everybody, and everybody's ignoring the pizza, and I'm sitting over there like, yo, if they ain't gonna go make a run for it, I'm going over there and I'm about to chow down. So I went over there, sliced the slice, like I was fetching socks like a little dog. I ran over there and got another slice, ran over there and got another slice, got 2 slices, 3 slices, 4 slices, and then all of a sudden, empty box. Now I'm sitting over there, sleep, about to pass out and go to sleep. Now everybody wants to eat, and they're like, yo, where's the pizza? I'm like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Just order another one. Shit. I mean, that's the thing when people were like, because you got to understand, when you go to parties and stuff, everybody's excited to like do other things. But when you're greedy, you just start eating up stuff just because you get bored, you know, you really can't explain it when you just have when you just have a love for food. You can't explain why you eat the way you eat. It's just like, sometimes it's a sick, it's like a sick mental competition where it's like you start to have this real weird way of like looking at food as a way to finish it off, to where you're like, yo, ain't no, like, you guys actually have leftovers. Like, yeah, y'all can't out, you know, y'all basically can't finish the damn pot, you know. So it's like, if you really think about it, sometimes you'll just eat just to know if you can finish it or not. Like, it becomes a sick competition for yourself. But it's like, or you do it because you don't want other people to eat. Like, if you know, like, it's been sitting there, it's like, yo, you waited too long. I've already devoured it already. See, and now I'm ready for seconds and thirds. What really scared the crap out of me, though, regarding my eating, was when I was able to eat a whole tub of ice cream in one go. Like, when I started going through ice cream, by the whole thing of ice cream gone. And I was like, whoo, yeah, buddy, you gotta hit that gym, but change this ways. I don't do that anymore, by the way, but it's just that it's just that sometimes the food makes you feel like you have a friend when you don't have anyone to talk to. Well, guess what? Back then, I used to, hey, get a spoon, and hey, and that would be my friend, is that bowl of ice cream. But hey, you're like, yo, I'm about to go get a friend from the store. Oh, what's his name? His name is Orange Sickle. Oh, yeah, hey, maybe I have to meet him someday. You know what? I'm not even trying to be funny right now, you guys. I'm not a comedian, but yeah, that's how it be, though. You just end up realizing that if you, because you gotta understand, with me, I'm a very, very lonely old man, okay? I don't have like any friends, none. Not like what I consider friends, because I have Moon in Aquarius. So what I consider friends is like you guys. If they're, hey, even if y'all not really my friends, to me, it feels like a friend. So that's the way I you know, do my friend thing. And I've always liked pen pals and people that live way across, you know, town, where, hey, I can literally look at them through a screen, and I don't have to like have them right here with me. It's like, oh, hey, how you doing, man? But hey, you're in another country, or hey, another place. See, from time to time we write each other and we exchange pictures and, you know, movies and stuff. I'm cool with that. But it's better than pure silence, where if silence is just your friend, it's like, damn, you could feel like you in the damn, you know, 20-year sentence or something. Because I had to, and I'm gonna tell you, like, when it first happened, I couldn't handle it. Man, it was the worst. Man, listen, when one of my friends got arrested, I was to myself, and that was it. It was like, once he went to jail, he went to prison, I was alone. And I, mind you, I didn't want to get to know new friends, because it was like nothing like the friend I had, if that makes sense. So it's like I was just asked out, and I was just like, I couldn't handle it. It was like, imagine being by yourself every day, every single day, alone. It's like, bro, you just start feeling like, now I know this is why I don't judge people. This is why I love people that are, you know, just like me in a way, because it's like your mind, you have so much like room and space to think about what you want to do in life, that you start realizing that, damn, you know, why I would have never got this much quietness. Like, if I had friends, I would be so much commotion, I wouldn't even be able to think about what I want to do. See, because someone's always there in your face, or someone's always there. But to each his own. Some people like friends and they can't see themselves without them. But I just choose to deal with friends like over a computer or long distance or, you know, pen pal type of situation. But you know, what works. See, now, because I don't watch TV. That's the funny. If the only thing that I watch is like, only thing I watch is YouTube. I don't watch television though. Like I don't even play video games. I only play like PC games, if that makes sense. Okay, so another thing, Pisces are unpredictable anyway, okay? Now, like I say, we could be warm one minute, then all of a sudden we just become detached overnight. But something happens. Something causes this to happen, okay? Where you're warm, and all of a sudden you detach. You come across replayed conversations with that particular person, and as soon as something doesn't feel right, it's usually you. It's usually yourself, because your mood shifts, your mood swings. And then once you say that this mood will require me to, you know, hang out, you know, to be able to hang out with this person, I have to be in this mood. It's like dressing for the occasion. It's like, well, I wear the dress shoes if I'm gonna hang out with my church friend, you know. It's like little stuff like that, to where you realize you have to have the mood shift, aka your energy shift, just to be around certain people when the clarity hits. See, because if you were to just be low energized, to where you go with that same energy, you bring that to that situation, you're not going to have the clarity. It's going to feel off. See, because you're not in that mood. Okay, so we can be unpredictable in regards. Now, another thing is that we could act unbothered in a situation because we have fully analyzed everything mentally. See, so that's another thing with that we could behave in such a way, that's because we've already, you know, we've already read the situation. A Pisces can disappear without warning due to an energy shift. That's why I said you could go from being like, those of you that probably remember me like 2 or 3 years ago, I used to get like flustered because like I said, I had the mental health situation I was telling you guys about. It was really getting to me, to where I would be on live and then all of a sudden I would be like, man, F this shit, and just sign off. Just because I used to hear like my thoughts where you be telling me like, why are you doing this? Like, it's like stuff where you start realizing like, damn, why? Like, what are you doing? You even have these little, how can I say it? It's like something within you is trying to tell you like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? And it's like, I used to just be like, man, F this, and just end the live. And it's like, I stopped doing that. Hey, cause I realized, dude, that was just like, you know, had a little schizophrenia going on there, because it's like you start hearing voices and stuff telling you, yo, what are you doing? And whoop-de-woo. And it's like, bro, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I used to hear all kind of shit, and I used to be like, yo, cause for those that know me from like the day ones, you remember how I used to get on here and I used to be drinking and shit, drinking wine and shit, because it helped me like relax. And then all of a sudden, through me doing this more often, I started getting more accustomed to how to do this better, because even if I don't feel like doing something, I still will do it, just because that's what I'm here for. It's like, if it's it can't be about me, because that's not how content works. But it's like, you got to do it in a way that other people give the people what they're looking for. if that makes sense. Okay. Yes, guys, it's raining. So if you hear that in the background, I do apologize. But yeah, how's everybody feeling thus far? Because it's kind of like very quiet. I don't really see a lot of, maybe the trolls are tucked away to sleep. Let me see. Said scraped it off the floor. Yeah, broccoli, that's the very thing. Like, and I think this is why I would say, like, another thing that really threw me off was I used to be excuse me, I used to months ago, not even months ago, I think it was a year ago. Excuse me, guys, had a little anyway, months ago I was on a plant-based diet, and I don't recommend anyone to do the plant-based diet because I was just eating plant-based foods, tofu, and I lost a lot of weight. I lost like 15 pounds, right? Problem is that as soon as I went back to regular eating, I gained so much more weight back that it was almost like, yo, see? So it's like, unless you're gonna stay on it, like, and it's gonna be your lifestyle, that's what you're gonna stick to. But if you're gonna do it and then take a break or whatever, nope, don't do it. So I was eating like chickpea salads, stir fry, just vegetables only type of meals, and protein drinks and whatnot. So now what I do is OMAD is much easier for me because I go to the, China buffet, the little Chinese food place that's by the house. I order, I mix it up. I get like chicken on some days, and then I get vegetables and like, some type of healthy option. And then I get water, my protein shake. I get like grapes or something, or like an apple, and that's it. Get my little fiber, little protein. And then the satiety of me feeling full from the food, that stuff keeps me full to where, like, even now I'm not even hungry and I'm not going to eat anything. All I have is water. And one of my subscribers recommended me get a thermogenic, it's like a zero sugar thermogenic, what is it called? It's like a pre-workout thing where it's like a drink, and that's what I'm drinking right now. It's just a zero sugar, no aspartame, none of those crazy chemicals. It's just this is like that it's called Celsius. The brand is Celsius. I forgot. I think this is the box for it. And I'm not sponsoring this though. This is just what I've been drinking. I'm just sharing it with you guys. Is this stuff. And this is what helped me, because as you guys know, I have to take medication. So when I take this really keeps me like I be on 10, because now what this does is like it suppresses my it helps to suppress my appetite, so I don't even like get hungry or hungrier at all. It's like, and I'm glad it doesn't have that aspartame bull crap in it. So I don't even finish this because it's late, but I got a lot of videos, content to put together, and I made some mistakes on the editing on the video that I released. I had to re-release it. I got to redo it because it was a lot of copyrights from the music, and I had to remove it. And once I removed it, I realized another mistake, which was like because I use CapCut sometimes, and that started showing up in my actual video. I had to take it down, but I'm gonna post it back up, just redo some things first. But yeah. Or for protein though, I usually get these Gobanis, or however you say it. I get some of these. And this got no added sugars, but I get these. And then I got some protein at the house that I just use Yeah, I get, and then I just use that for supplement just to get extra protein. But definitely I had to make some changes because that I'm thinking about going to the gym in the morning though. It's just that the last time I went to the gym, you guys, it was bad because, okay, when it comes to recovery, it's like when I try to go to work right after the gym, even if it was like 2 hours later, I was so damn sore and just couldn't even like go to work. It's like as soon as I start work, I'll just be sore and just tired to where I'm like, man, I gotta just get my workout in while I'm working, if that makes sense. Because I think I did burn like about 1,200 calories. But anyway, another thing is, let me see. You as a Pisces, you tend to mirror other people's energy very well, okay? So a lot of times people don't even know that you have studied them in such a way. So that's why I said you pretty much are the best friend of silence, you know, itself. So another thing is it doesn't have to be hatred there between you and a person when a Pisces ghosts you, because whatever is much more peaceful, and hey, if that's what needs to happen or that's what the Pisces wants, they're going to what? Ghost you. So that they don't have to have a reason to like hate you or hey, something went bad for them to have to do it. Another thing is okay, so now I'm also going to share the number one worst thing that a Pisces feels, and it's this, you guys. See, once a Pisces feels this way, it's over. And that is, if a Pisces feels emotionally unsafe, it's over. See, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, if a Pisces feels emotionally unsafe in any situation, it's over. See, now, another thing is that if a Pisces feels unheard, now what we're talking about are the senses, okay? We're talking about the feelings and emotions. And this is why a lot of people say, damn, this is why, they might say, I don't mess with Pisces. Oh, you're a Pisces? I can't do it. I'm sorry. Because it's these intense feelings that I'm speaking of. So if a Pisces feels emotionally unsafe, it's over. Whatever you guys got going on, activity-wise, relationship, friendship, colleague, staff, it doesn't matter. If they feel unsafe, they're done. Another thing is if they feel unheard, repeatedly, they're done. It's because they sense the fake intentions. They pick up on people's, not only their moods, they pick up on other people's agendas. See? So if you try to exploit a Pisces for their empathy, they're done. See? And a Pisces can feel you lying, and it's like subtly, they could just pick up on the fact that you're lying, and it turns a Pisces off so bad to where they're not going to return, okay? I'm telling you this now so that way the next time you guys experience it, you know why. If a Pisces, now this is a big one. If a Pisces feels like they are giving you more than what they're getting back, they're done. It's over. See? Because they don't like to feel like they have given much more than you have, if that makes sense. Because it's not fair. If a Pisces feels like they are an option to you, it's over with. If they feel dismissed, it's over. If they feel excluded, they're done. If they feel inconsistency with you, they're done. If they feel manipulated emotionally, it's over. If they feel controlled, it's over. See? If they feel like that they've been mocked by you for their sensitivity, it's over. If they feel forced to explain themselves too much, it's over. It's like a person that doesn't get you, Pisces. I know you have been through it with someone that has, you know, constantly, continuously, asked, hey, what do you mean by that? After you've explained it already, hey, it's over. See, another thing is, if a Pisces feels like you're studying them with bad intentions, it's over. If they feel like an option to you, it's over. If they feel betrayal brewing, let's say they have it on the inside, because a Pisces can feel it through the intuition. Remember, the intuition exposes what you can't see. Anyway, so if a Pisces senses that, it's over. If they feel their dreams are not, if they feel their dreams are unsupported, they're done. If a Pisces feels that you're competing with them, they're done. If they feel emotionally lonely with you or beside you, or however you want to say it, they're done. They feel jealousy disguised as jokes, a Pisces is done. If they feel guilt tripped, they're done. If they feel you doubting their intuition, they're done. If they feel judged by their softness or for their softness, they're done. See, if they feel your apology isn't sincere, they're done. If they feel the connection becoming surface level and not deep enough where it's not more in depth, they're done. If they feel your loyalty wavering, they're done. If they feel the peace within the situation and letting go, they're done. See? Now, sometimes a Pisces can already feel ahead of time a life without you. See if that makes sense. Or what would life be without you? It's like they've already realized that it is much more of a relief without you. Okay, so once they imagine it, it's like it already happened. They're already gonna do it. Another thing is one thing that nobody says out loud, okay, is when a Pisces feels peace without you. See, it's already over. That's why I said, as soon as a Pisces feels that way, it's already over. Don't even sit there, try to keep this, make them stay, talk it out. Nope, it's not going to work. Now, more about today. Well, it's not today. That's actually March. I said March. It's actually February 20, but what I wanted to mention for February 19th, though, was I wanted to give some intuitive insights. Okay, so when it comes to the shift of energy, okay, it goes from logic to feeling, okay, from structure to surrender. So it is the day where the veil is removed, okay, from things, and it thins out so that way you can see it more clearly. So this is why this is the month of clarity. And in specifics, February 19th, this is when you're able to see between the two worlds, which is the spiritual and the physical. So that energy in itself, it will feel like the ending of one cycle, birthing another one. See, now when it comes to February 19th, it's known for different reasons. Okay, so one thing is that you could become emotionally intuitive without any proof. See, because the veil has been removed, you start to sense the shifts before other people even speak on them. Another thing, you start living between the realism and the imagination. So that's why I said you don't really have to sit there and try to logically make reason of things. It doesn't matter. As long as you have the realism and the imagination, that's going to do it for you anyway. Another thing is that on February 19th, you begin to carry old soul energy. See, that's why a lot of times you may tell others, or they may notice it within you that you have an old soul. Um, Another thing is that you're able to read tone more than words. So this is why you're able to read people very well. It's not so much that you studied them; it's because you absorb everything, including one's tone of their voice. Okay. Now, you also will be able to absorb rooms instantly, um, being misunderstood but deeply perceptive at the same time. Because not many people get you, Pisces. See, they just can't understand you, and it's not your fault. Okay, it's more to do with how a person perceives you. Okay, because you have an illusion, and your illusion is there to protect you. So a lot of times, everybody will want to meet a porcupine, if that makes sense. But the problem is you really can't get close up on one. You can't really get close on one without getting poked, without getting hurt. Okay. And the same thing applies with Pisces. In this day, you feel the collective energy. You feel that your dreams are more vivid. You feel that you have the prophetic instincts. You feel like being selective with access. See? And that's in regard to how others have, how other people have access to you too, as well. Observing before reacting to know whether or not it's even deserving of reacting in the first place. And you don't react, and you observe to protect your peace and your energy. On February 19th, and the reason I say I should have said this first, but I was yapping about that other stuff, but this is why I'm doing it now, so I can get on to the February 20th stuff. Now, another thing too, as you hear music, you will begin to feel it intensely. Okay, it will actually feel different than it did, or hey, how it was a month ago. It's like now everything you hear is like 10 times. It's more intense. Okay, you start to outgrow people quietly. You start experiencing those sudden clarity shifts. See, where everything starts making more sense now, without someone explaining it. You don't need proof. You start to be able to hold secrets well. You start being more soft but more strategic. You know when the cycle's in. You start to feel the energy fatigue early. So that's just I got so many more, but like I say, that's just like what happens on February 19th. It's like as soon as it's like your birthday, you start to get a spiritual awakening. See, as a Pisces. Now, another intuitive message that I want to give you guys is that this day, well, it's a new day, but like I say, for February 19th, it was a day of discernment. See, so if you feel something shift around this date, it means that the Pisces season has opened. See, but it's the whole emotional truth rising to the surface, because everything that's hidden, even your gifts, it begins to what? Resurface. It starts to come from below. Now, what feels draining will reveal itself. That's why I said now you have clarity through the discernment. So it's an alignment, okay? And that's why it feels peaceful. Now, another thing is in this year, the veil comes off. So you start to see people for who they truly are, not what they try to show you, see? Because in this season, the facade, it stands no chance because of the illusion. Now, on February 19th, it's all about the energy, see? So that way, in this year, 2026, is not going to be loud, see? Because now it's revealing. You can see everything for what it really is. That's why I said, as soon as you see the illusion, that's why you're able to avoid it. That's why you're able to channel your energy and do the right thing, because now you have clarity. Because the whole problem is with Tim and his construction crew, I use that as an example because every time they seen the illusion, they never saw clearly what was really happening. See? So they ended up digging because, oh, Tim said it was gold. So we listening to the boss tell us what? The leader telling us to dig. So we kept digging. But what you ended up doing, Tim, was you digged a hole big enough for you and your crew to fall in it, to never be found again. See? So that's why when you don't fall for the illusion, you have clarity. See? Now you have peace. Makes sense. Now, another thing, and like I say, it's an intuitive reading. That's what I give, intuitive readings. Now, another thing is in 2026, the affirmation that I want to give you guys is discernment over emotions. So get into the mind state and the mindset of discernment over emotions. Why? Because you have felt everything for years, see, but you didn't know how to stop absorbing, see, and start selecting. So now in this year, you become more selective of the energy around you. See, it's cold-blooded. It's what you can't see. And you feel people before they even show you who they are now. See, before it was different. Before you were waiting for them to show them who they were. But see how it's different now? That you feel it before they even say who their name is. Now you know now you know what energy belongs to who. See? So that's why I said this clarity, the discernment is much stronger, more powerful, Pisces, than your emotions. See? Now, you will outgrow something, see? And this year you will outgrow something you once begged for to keep. See, something that you begged to keep, you're going to outgrow it. That very thing you thought you needed, you're going to outgrow it. See, so if it was a pair of shoes that you wanted to keep, they won't fit anymore. So that means you would detach without anger, and that's how you'll keep what? That's how you'll know that you have truly evolved. See that? It's cold-blooded. And this year isn't about proving yourself. It's about protecting your peace. That's why I said the distractions, the illusions are there to destroy you. See? And it's to what? It's to damage your intuition. It's to throw you off balance and to make you pissed off. It's to make you emotional. That's what the illusions, that's what they do. They make you emotional. They make you angry. They make you, because you know how to protect yourself from such things. But sometimes you just end up going along with it because you're trying to make sense of what you're seeing. See? But it's not your place. It's not, you don't want to do that because you didn't ask for that. Like, you didn't set it up. See? So that way you can't question it. Can't say, yo, is this really what I'm seeing? Well, did you set it up? No. Then why are you worried about it? That's how you protect your peace. Now, another thing, when it comes to career and purpose, you're going to have a quiet elevation year, okay? So the opportunities, they don't scream this time. They align. See, so you want to watch for sudden clarity about your path, one major decision around what? The mid-year, a shift where you stop shrinking your gifts. Remember I said, Pisces, stop shrinking yourself to appease others. It is your time to shine, see? So if something feels too small for you, what you want to do is go by the sign. You want to say, yo, that's my sign. This situation, it feels too small. See? Because, hey, that's your sign for elevation. That, hey, this is old. See, any situation you feel small in is because it's time to evolve. Now, when it's in regards to relationships, this is the year of energetic filtering. See, it's all about working the magic, working your energy. So you will notice that who drains you intensely, and guess what? they need to go. Because you outgrow people. As the year progresses, you start to outgrow people. And if someone is draining you, you have to end their cycle. See, you cannot let that person have an attachment onto your energy. See, in this season. So stop over explaining yourself to others when you realize that they're draining you in the first place. Another thing is you want to feel a connection when it expires. When you know, oh, this ain't working anymore, end it. Don't tolerate. Don't sit there and negotiate your energy with something that no longer serves you anymore. So in 2026, you guys, if somebody around you, because this is a gym, if someone around you feels confused around you, that's because your energy has upgraded and theirs didn't. It's cold-blooded. Where they're like, yo, you're acting different, man. You're not the same Tony Johnson that I saw you was, that I met you as, or whatever it was. And they notice that they don't like it. They're like, Tony, you're not even talking to me anymore. Ricky, you're not even checking on me anymore, bro. It's like, yo, that means that, hey, if they're confused around you, that's because your energy has upgraded and it is time to move on. Hey, you're not responsible for Tony because he didn't get the same thing that you got. He didn't get the upgrade. See? So love in 2026 requires what? Depth. See? So the surface of it all, and the whole surface behind it won't survive. Okay. So when it comes to emotional and spiritual sense in 2026, your intuition gets sharper. Okay. So dreams become louder. That's why I said, pay attention to your visions and your dreams and what you see in them. Write them down. If you see a snake, write it down. You see a bear, write it down. If you see a eagle, a polar bear, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, from something of a small detail to a large one, write it down. So why? Because the synchronicities, they increase. So you'll feel like you've been seen through situations before they happen. That's why you have to log your dreams, okay, and your visions. So the lesson behind it is what you must learn, though. And the lesson is, do not rescue, see, in this season. Do not overgive, and do not return to what cost you your peace in the first place. See? So there's a turning point as well for you guys. So it'll be a moment in 2026 where you feel like, oh, I'm not tolerating this mess anymore. I'm not tolerating the version of my life anymore that, hey, that you feel that you have to stop tolerating, okay? So it's not impulsive. It is for what? The alignment. See? So the start of it was February 19th, and that's when the energy decides. And it's final. See? Your energy decides. That's why I said my energy decided for me, no more McDonald's. Most people have to make the decision. They have to negotiate with the energy. See? And hey, it's supposed to happen on January 1st, right? Nope. Not for everyone. So to know that your energy is making the decision for you and saying, no, you're not doing this. I don't care what you say. You're not going to McDonald's anymore. See? And it's almost like, damn, I can feel the energy now. See, because that requires so much of my energy to just go up to that place and eat. I'm using it. Why I keep bringing it up is because I'm using it as an example. Now, a final message for you guys is that this year is not about becoming softer. Okay, it's about becoming selective. So you're not losing people. What you're doing is you're losing illusions, because to have people gives you this false sense of, oh, I need friends. I need this, or I need these type of people around me. And it's like, remember I said, who's telling you that? See, illusions get you in trouble when you fall for them. Think of illusions like those bad dates. You get with the wrong person, then all of a sudden they rob you of your peace. See? So you have to be selective who you date, because if you get with the wrong person, that's like you what? You falling for the illusion. See how the illusion destroys you if you actually go along with it, not thinking. So that's why you have to be selective. You have to be selective first. Let your energy choose the partner. See? So once once you lose the illusion, then it fades away. It's cold-blooded because the illusion is only there to trap you. As soon as you don't fall for it, it fades away. See? Now you have peace, joy, and happiness, and you feel the bliss of just, oh, the air is more fresher because you what? You made the right decision. So once the illusion fades, you won't look back. It's cold-blooded because listen, it's final. When you don't fall for the illusion, it's finalized. Why would you hesitate and look back? You won't. See? So that's why you have to be decisive and selective in 2026. And once you do this, you will realize, wow, I got to upgrade. You will say, yeah, I got to upgrade, man. I don't do what I used to do, okay? So that's the intuitive reading for you guys for 2026 Pisces. And I'll do every zodiac sign so that people won't feel left out and say, oh, you didn't even tell the Scorpio, you didn't even tell us anything for the year. I will, you see. But it's just that my channel started off with Pisces. I didn't really know that, hey, I had, other signs in the audience, if that makes sense. So I apologize. Now here's another thing. I wanted to throw this down. This is a little bonus content that I wanted to discuss is there's a difference between Scorpio and Pisces. Okay. There's a lot of people get these two water signs mixed up, and they say, and I'm gonna break it down just to get rid of the confusion. Okay, so Scorpio is all about unsettled events. Okay, Pisces is about illusions and intuition. So they're completely different, and they use two completely different power sources. Now, when it comes to Scorpio, they don't imagine danger. See, they don't look at the danger of a situation. Now, you wonder why they get themselves into danger, because they don't check first. They don't say to themselves, is this a dangerous decision? They don't do that, okay? Because they are not led by their intuition. Now, here's the thing. Scorpio triggers transformation through disruptions. See this? This is a person that's looking for pain. See? Now, unsettled events around Scorpio, they feel like what? Sudden endings, exposures, secrets coming out, power struggles, emotional confrontations, testing of one's loyalty, and psychological intensity, right? So Scorpio energy brings things to the surface by forcing it. See how it hit different? They force it to happen rather than letting it happen on its own naturally. Now, if something is hidden, Scorpio will drag it out. They will force it out. See, they'll do something to expose it, not expose you. They will cause some type of wreckage, some type of chaos to have it, to basically get it to show itself, right? Now, here's the thing. Scorpio will drag it out. Now, if something is unstable, Scorpio will destabilize it further until truth erupts. So you could think of Scorpio like the volcano, in other words. Now, their power is to what? Control through confrontation. See, that's how they it's through the unsettled events, things that haven't happened yet, because they are hidden. So that's the difference. Scorpio goes about it differently. Now, Scorpio, they don't guess, okay? They don't say, oh, I think this is, no, they investigate, see? And they push, they test, and they provoke reactions to reveal the truth. They sting you in order to get the truth. See? Now, unsettled events around Scorpio are explosion before rebirth. See? Explosion before rebirth. Now, Pisces, they don't force the truth. Pisces, they sense it before it happens, which is much more powerful than Scorpio. See? Now, I'm trying to settle this argument because I'm tired of hearing people say, oh, Scorpio is more powerful than Pisces. No, they're not. See? Now, here's the thing. Illusions around Pisces, they feel like these things I'm going to mention to you. Mixed signals, emotional fog, spiritual confusion, romantic projection, seeing potential instead of reality, feeling something off without proof. This is why Pisces knows that McDonald's is selling cancer wrapped up in a bun. It's cold-blooded. Now, do you see what I'm saying to you is that Pisces knows that it's not what it looks like. See? Because Pisces won't fall for the illusion. Nope. That's why it's hard to manipulate. It's hard to force anything out of Pisces. Even if Pisces is hiding something, Scorpio cannot get it out of a Pisces. They can't get a Pisces. They can't expose a Pisces because a Pisces will end up what? Seeing through it. They will see it coming. They would know exactly what Scorpio is trying to do. See? In the first place. Now, the illusions are those mixed signals. What are the mixed signals? When something doesn't look clear, something doesn't appear to be what you are seeing, if it has. See, a lot of people like to say, accept something the way it is. Oh, the way it looks, that's what it is. Why question it? Well, think again. Question it. Because things aren't always what they seem. See? Because of the illusions. Now, emotional fog, that's when you just can't see what a person is actually doing. So if someone is trying to rob you and you don't see a gun yet, what are you going to do? You go off your intuition that, hey, this situation ain't safe. I'm about to get the hell out of here. I don't need to see a gun. I don't need to see proof to know of what my intuition is telling me to leave. See, if you need proof, then it's not the intuition. See, the intuition is all knowing, not proof. Now, spiritual confusion is basically when a person doesn't really know the difference between reality and spiritual, and spirituality. So it's like, oh, they're confused. An illusion. See? Now, Pisces power is perception without confrontation. See the difference? A Pisces, they don't need to what? Explode situations. They feel the energy shifting energetically. They don't have, listen, a Pisces knows somebody is acting funny because they're not acting the same. Their energy is different all of a sudden. See? Scorpio realizes that such is acting funny, so I'm going to go over there and start some shit with them. That's the difference. See how Pisces is much more laid back and quiet, but still gets the same results naturally? Doesn't have to go out there pushing boundaries. Doesn't have to go out there starting shit to get the truth. See that? So here's the thing. Scorpio, in other words, they dig for the truth. Pisces absorbs the truth. Cold-blooded. See? Because we are what? We are basically like a damn vacuum. We're going to pick up on it anyway. So there ain't no need for us to try to force anything. We're going to absorb the truth, whether a person tries to hide it in their arse, it doesn't matter. See? Now here's the thing. Okay, so when a Scorpio digs for the truth, and Pisces absorbs it. That's where Scorpio exposes the situation themselves, okay? Themselves. Now, but here's the difference. Pisces already knew the whole time. See? So you got to understand when it comes to Scorpio, they're fixed. See? It's like the Scorpio knows that, oh, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to investigate. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Pisces doesn't need to do any of that. Pisces, what they do is they absorb. The intuition tells them what's happening, what's going on, what will happen. See? Now, excuse me. Then here's the difference, okay? Scorpio unsettles the environment. See? Pisces unsettles themselves. Scorpio says something like this, you guys. I got an example for you. Scorpio says, oh, let's break this open. See? But what does a Pisces say? A Pisces says, I already seen through it already. I don't need to break nothing open and actually see it because Scorpio needs proof. Now do you get it? Scorpio needs proof. That's why Pisces will always find the treasure first. Scorpio will not, listen, if Pisces sees what, because Pisces sees through stuff to not even fall for it in the first place. Scorpio doesn't see that. So what would be the zodiac sign of Tim? Scorpio. Oh, I just know it's gold out there. Oh, I'm going to investigate this. They've already said for years and years and years that there's gold here. And we're going to find it. We're going to get to the bottom of this. We're not going to stop digging. Pisces sees through the illusion that there's no gold. So why would I start digging if I intuitively know there isn't any gold here? Then the illusion fades. But guess what fades with it? The Scorpio and his crew. See that? Because they fell for the illusion. Pisces is too strong for Scorpio. Because Scorpio is still trying to figure out what Pisces is doing. Not knowing that they have been engulfed and ate by the illusion. See? That they were lost. And Pisces is like, hey, I've been here the whole time. I don't know where you went off course looking for me. I've been here the whole time. Who said I was lost? See that? So Scorpio ends up exposing themselves because they can't handle the absorption, the cosmic sponge of Pisces. That's why Pisces literally sees through Scorpio and says, oh, let me take your stinger. Let me disarm you. Let me hold this. And Scorpio, we help them sting themselves. We help Scorpio sting themselves. We have their stinger in our hand and we're like, yo, you ain't finna go investigate nothing, forcing it. See, you ain't finna force nothing. If anything's gonna be forced, it's gonna be this stinger up your ass, your own damn stinger. See that? Now, another thing is the core difference, okay, is that Scorpio represents external chaos to reveal the truth, where Pisces represents internal clarity through the intuition. See that? Now, if you really want to sum it up in a nutshell, a Pisces just goes about it much more laid back. See? They're not waiting for the truth to reveal itself. They already know the truth. See? And they know that the person or whatever the situation is, it has failed to reveal it. But Pisces already knows the truth will come out, even if it takes time. But Scorpio doesn't want to wait. Scorpio wants to, they want to take matter in their own hands. So they're more what? Prone to chaos. So Scorpio transformation feels violent. It is. Because that's what intensity is. Pisces transformation feels quiet, but what? irreversible. And here's the thing, Scorpio energy is all about what? It represents power, control, and exposure. And Pisces energy represents what? Perception, surrender, and discernment. See that? Discernment is more stronger than emotions, than what emotions could ever be. Now, here's another thing. Pisces and Scorpio, they have different manipulation styles. They have one can be more dangerous when they're evolved. One can hold grudges longer. And like I say, in this battle between Scorpio and Pisces, it's an emotional warfare, okay? But it's more related to dark sides of both signs, okay? And that's a different story. But let's talk about Pisces, the most vulnerable part of Pisces, okay? The most vulnerable part of Pisces isn't their sensitivity. But a lot of people thought that, right? Nope, it's not that. It's their open emotional access to things. See? Now, Pisces doesn't just feel emotions. They merge with them, okay? This is why it's better to use discernment. And that's where the vulnerability lives. See, that's the nesting spot. Now, the energy absorption, this happens when a Pisces absorbs other people's moods, pain, tension without even realizing it, because Pisces is like a vacuum. So sometimes a Pisces, if they feel drained, this is why they don't even know why. You could just be at work and all of a sudden you just get sleepy, you just get tired because you just absorb so much in that moment that you don't even realize it. See that? Now, when it comes to idealization, this is another thing. Pisces sees potential before reality. See? So this is why they would take a job that doesn't make sense to other people, because they see, oh, the blessing in it. They see, oh, it might not make sense to you, but I can see what it's going to do for me. See that? And that's why people call Pisces crazy. And they're like, yo, why would you quit your job? Like, you were making like $50 an hour, but then you see something that person didn't see. And then when it works out for you later, people get mad, they get jealous, see? Because now they're like, oh, why didn't you tell me you had this deal? It's like, what deal? It wasn't a deal. This is what I really wanted to do. But why didn't you tell me? Because it wasn't your damn business. You know, this was my situation going on. And here's the thing. A Pisces falls in love with someone, put it like this. A Pisces falls in love with who someone could be. This is deep. What someone could be. This is who Pisces falls in love with. That's why you would look at who a Pisces woman is about to marry and it don't make sense to you. See? Because Pisces sees the potential in things, in people, situations, events, whatever it is. And here's the thing. It's because Pisces sees the potential in that person. They like, yeah, the person might wear the same hoodie, but they see a businessman. They see, oh, you know, they see the fruits of the labor. You see what I'm saying? So they know. And here's the thing, when it comes to overforgiveness, a Pisces forgives because they understand why somebody did it. So this is why you could be best friends with a Pisces and be a damn, be a felon. You murk somebody, and then a Pisces understands why you killed the person. And they like, oh, I feel you. I would have done it too. This is like, now it's like when people feel understood by Pisces, now it's like that merging happens. And then now it's like the understanding becomes their weakness, see? Because you may by you forgiving the person that murdered someone, now, but like I say, now it becomes you understanding becomes what? Their weakness. See that? Now, another thing too is the boundary delays. Okay, so a Pisces can sense red flags early, but then a Pisces may also give chances anyway. So that could be a situation that a Pisces has to watch out for, because these are the most vulnerable parts. See? So that's why I say, like, even if you give the person, you over forgive, this is where your vulnerability lives, in other words. Okay, so if a Pisces forgives someone because, oh, they understand why someone did it, then they, like I say, they understand because they're weak of the weakness, because of that person's weakness. Now, another thing is boundary delays, is because when a Pisces senses those red flags early, they will give a chance anyway, and that could be considered a vulnerable, a vulnerable side to you, Pisces. So another thing, and that's because you open up emotionally. You give people that emotional access. And yes, you probably shouldn't do it to you shouldn't do this with everyone. That's why it's considered the emotional openness. It's the related to the most vulnerable parts of you, Pisces. Now, another thing is you could suffer silently, in a sense, because with a Pisces, they don't always like to confront things, so they may internalize it rather than detach quickly. So that's why I said there's nothing wrong with detaching from a situation. You must do so. That's why I said you must be selective in 2026, so that way you don't suffer, because you don't want to shrink yourself to appease others. Now, another thing is fear of emotional abandonment. Okay, so even if evolved Pisces can struggle with feeling unseen or emotionally replaced by a person or a situation. And then, like I say, escapism is another one. Okay, so when you're overwhelmed, Pisces, you can retreat into fantasy, work, spirituality, music, meditation, sleep, yoga, anything to avoid the harsh realities of the world. Now, because why of it makes you emotional. In other words, another thing is, when it comes to the deepest vulnerability of you, Pisces, is the fact that you want a whole soul level connection with someone. So you don't want to deal with anything that's surface level, anything that's ego based, or anything that's not, transactional. Okay, so when a Pisces opens their inner world to someone, it's sacred. You take it very serious. So if that trust is broken, a Pisces won't explode. What they'll end up doing is they dissolve all boundaries. See that? And here's the thing: once a Pisces dissolves all boundaries, and once a Pisces dissolves all boundaries, guess what else gets dissolved? Their emotional attachment to things and people and situations. Now you can't get a hold of Pisces at this point. See, but at this moment, you don't want this to happen, because for you, this would be dangerous, because if a Pisces was to dissolve all boundaries, including the emotional attachments to things, people, places, whatever it is, a second chance is off the table. And it's the face my grandmother used to make, meaning you shit out of luck, right? Now, another thing is when it comes to the best bond in the world, Pisces man and a Pisces woman, and why this seldomly happens, okay? Because you guys got to look at how you found each other in the first place. So when a Pisces man wants a Pisces woman, he doesn't need what? He doesn't need louder moves. What he needs is to be what? Aligned in these environments that you meet and greet in, okay? Because that way you will have the emotional clarity. So that's why you have to always look, you got to always align yourself with the environment of which you meet the Pisces woman. See? And here's the thing. You want to go where the depth lives. See, not the noise. You want to see, a Pisces woman don't thrive in chaos. See, or any type of chaotic circles or cultures, environments, whatever it may be. See, you will find a Pisces, maybe let's say if you go voting, if it's a poetry night, music lounges that people oftentimes like, art galleries, spiritual, metaphysical shops, waterfronts, what do they call them? Waterfront spots. Like if you go to a water theme park type of situation, healing spaces where there's yoga, meditation, prayer, sound baths, workout places, But with Pisces, they're a little bit more detached, if that makes sense. So if you meet a Pisces woman as a Pisces man in a workout, a gym type of place, 9 times out of 10, she might be very detached, meaning that she probably can't wait to get her workout done so she can leave. She's not the type to want to stick around and go take a shower right after working out. Sometimes she's like grabbing all her stuff and she's just flighty. She's just in and out, in and out, in and out. So to catch her attention, you want to make sure you make a move. You want to make a move quick, because she's not going to stay in that one spot very long. Because think about it, she's like a fish. Okay. Now another thing, and it's very difficult to catch a fish, and just in case you didn't know, I know you already know, but yeah, she's drawn to those emotion rich environments, in other words. Okay. So another thing is, you want to lead with presence, not performances. She is not impressed by performances, because another thing about a Pisces woman, she goes for the underdog. So the underdog is someone that's more aloof, that's more, quiet, more well kept, and keeps to themselves. So the person that's all like making all the noise and, drawing a crowd because of those like performances, and even if they're impressionable, a Pisces woman, she's not going to be with all that loud stuff going on. Okay. So a Pisces woman reads the energy instantly. And here's the thing, if you're trying to impress, she's going to feel it and she will bust you out. And hey, it could be looked at as rejection because she detaches quickly. And here's another thing, because listen, a Pisces woman, she can have a outward exterior of like pleasant peace, just kind of like normal, but she's very moody. So it's like don't fall for the facial expression that she got, because that could be an illusion. Okay, she might look like a little soft teddy bear, but no, she can literally stop you in your tracks very quick, very easily, to where you probably won't even see it coming, because her intuition is just so sharp, like a sword. See, so by the time you try to talk to her and you try to be all fancy and slick about it, try to put on a performance, maybe give a little tap dance, type of vibe going or whatever, she gonna see through it. See, and that may mess up your chances. So instead, you want to be calm. See, as I mentioned, she tends to go for the underdog. Instead, you want to be calm, be observant, be slow to speak, and just ask meaningful questions. See that? Because if you do that, now she sees the potential of merging. And see, then that will make her want to connect to the vibe that you give off before your words. See that? Because you have to meet her in the environment where her love language is. See, you have to camp out or in that area, if that makes sense. You want to talk to her in such a way. See, meaningful conversation. That's the best way, best advice, because you have to be emotionally available. See, which means that when you have two Pisces together, what that means is that there's not going to be any surface talking. There won't be no ego games. There won't be no fake detachment. So if you can't talk about fears, aka vulnerabilities, dreams, childhood, purpose, she's going to lose interest. She's going to drift away. See that? So you want to definitely protect your own boundaries first if you're a Pisces. Why? Because Pisces attracts what they are. Pisces attracts what they are. It's cold-blooded. This is why every time you as a Pisces man, you meet a Pisces woman, soon as you both lock eyes, y'all both dart off in different directions. See? It's almost like you have met your match. When you meet a Pisces, it's like looking in the mirror. See? And if you already know yourself, you won't have, you can say, yo, you just like, you remind me more of myself. See, it's like I see the same person, except, hey, you just a different gender. It's like, yo. So sometimes that could be scary for someone that doesn't want to, they get put on the spot. They like, yo, wait a minute. Who is this? And they get, shy and they run off because they like, yo, you too much like me. Too much like me. almost the identifiable that, hey, you know, and they get creeped out. They get creeped out about it because Pisces attracts what they are. So that's why I said a Pisces like omnipresent. It's like they're attached to everybody and everything through the absorption. And here's the thing: if you're still healing in life, if you're feeling confused about life and things that go on, or you're chasing chaos, guess what's going to happen? You'll attract a Pisces woman in the same phase. It's cold-blooded. This is why you got to be healed. You got to be healed. I'm telling you, because listen, how you meet your Pisces woman, she's going to have the same exact energy. It's cold-blooded. See? Why is this? Because you are just one fish to her. She's the second fish. When it's Pisces in Pisces, guess what? Your strong side is going to show. So if you're weak, it's going to show. It's going to take over your dominant side, see? So she's going to pick up on all your weaknesses. As soon as she looks at you, she's going to already know you. And she ain't even have no proof. It's going to feel like, damn, you know all my moves. So if you faking it, if you operating out of your ego, she going to see it before words even speak about it. See? And this is why she drift away, because that's what the illusion does. It fades away. And that's why she doesn't look back. See that? So you just lost your chance. See that? And here's the thing. When it comes to Pisces women ain't no joke, bro. I'm just going to keep it real, because it only gets realer from here. Pisces woman is nothing to play with, bro. Don't try no slick shit. Do not, listen, you going to embarrass yourself. Do not try nothing that ain't you, bro. It's not going to work. See? Because, listen, she's going to slice and dice you. If you even try, she's going to bust you out, bro. You could say, she might say, what do you do for work? And you lie and say, oh, I graduated with a bachelor's or whatever. Let's say you lie about your profession or whatever. She would crack jokes and say, are you sure? You sure you don't work at you don't work for something of lower class? It could be, you sure you don't work at a dishwasher thing? And it's like the dude might be like, how you know that? And then the Pisces woman would be like, because you don't give me the feel of you being what you saying you are. Like, you look like, you sure you don't work as a dishwasher at the damn such? And she could be joking but be on point. And the dude could get just super offended and be like, how you know I work at the dishwasher? I do work at the dishwashing place. I do work. How you know? You see me up there? It's like, no, she just intuitive, bro. She know what you're doing. When you think you're doing something slick, she's gonna see it, bro. See that? So another thing is that when it comes to like I said, protect your own boundaries first before you meet a Pisces woman. Now, Pisces attracts what they are, as I stated. If you're still healing, confused, or chasing chaos, you will attract a Pisces woman in the same phase. If you're grounded and self-aware, you will attract her evolved version. It's cold-blooded. See how you got to be? You have to be an evolved version of yourself to get a Pisces woman, because she is like a prize, dude. That's why I said, you got a Pisces woman, you got a gem. You got a diamond. You know how hard it is to get a Pisces woman? It's very difficult. See? And that's why a lot of people, if they was to be into a dating thing, like 20 verse 1, if they find out one of them girls is a Pisces, they be like, yo, I'm taking you too. It's like, yo, you a Pisces, come over here. And then they still want to choose something, but they gonna keep that Pisces because they know, oh, this one is hard to come by. And this is the one that's hard to catch and the hardest one to keep. So, hey, choose you first. See that? But if you're not right, if you're not healed, you ain't gonna get the evolved version of that Pisces woman. You're gonna get the same damn hey, she gonna meet you where you at. That makes sense. See? So if you ain't evolved, you're gonna get the one that you don't want. Because she gonna pull all your flaws and all that stuff to the surface. Everything you don't like about yourself is gonna be mirrored, reflected right back to you. See that? So if you don't want that, I suggest you work on yourself to evolve so you can get the evolved version of her. Now, another thing is that when it comes to the modern reality of the situation and what can be used as a strategy here is that Pisces women, they often let's say, if you watch their Facebook feeds or their posts, in other words, they tend to post subtle emotional quotes. See, they share their music that they're into. So that way you could kind of catch their vibes through the posts that you see on their news feed, okay? Because why a Pisces woman, they move quietly. See, they don't overshare, but then they hint with the depthness of a situation of which they have gone deep within. See, so it's like that's why you have to look at the music she listens to understand her better. See, but y'all probably didn't even know you had to do all that, and that's why I'm trying to tell you. That's why you don't understand her. That's why you get confused, because you keep thinking that it's something different. See, and it's not like that. So if you approach her through a digital platform, don't open the DMs with hey. Don't say nothing just simple and plain as hey. You want to open up with something thoughtful about her energy. That's the only way you're going to get her attention. Now, another thing is that there's always a secret with every Pisces, including a female Pisces. So if she's secretly looking for safety, emotional intelligence, spiritual alignment, consistency, soft strength, guess what? That means that she's not going to be looking for dominance, control, or competition. So if you're any of that, guess what? You have no chance. See? Now, another thing is the truth about Pisces and Pisces is that this match is considered soulmate energy. See? And why is this? Because of the mutual illusions. Y'all both see through each other's facades and all kinds of like, oh, it's like I see the man in the mirror. I see the author behind the book, or I see the painter behind the drawing, in other words, for each other. So it's mutual, it's mutually tied to where both of you have mutual illusions. Because guess what? When a Pisces meets another Pisces, because of the soulmate energy, you guys merge as soon as you meet each other. See? That's what fish do. It is a school of fish. And here's the thing. When if neither of you have boundaries, now this is important. If neither of you have boundaries, it becomes a fantasy. This is why oftentimes you might get with a Pisces woman, next you know y'all having sex, and then it just ends there. She floats off into the oceans, and you know she moves on, and then you're like trying to swim, and you're like, yo, where did she go? I want to get together again, and hey, that illusion of y'all being together has faded, my guy. And you still looking for her, trying to find her, and you stalking and doing all kind of stuff, and she's gone. It was just it ended up turning into fantasy. See, why is this? Because if both of you are evolved, it becomes telepathic. See? Because y'all would actually know that y'all destined for greatness, that both of y'all to be better. Hey, it'd be more than a fantasy. See? And both of y'all will already recognize that with each other. That's why it's telepathic. Now, another thing is that when it comes to different ways of how to know, and like, let's say, Because a lot of y'all may be wondering, like, okay, are there any red flags in this parent? Are there how do you know if she's evolved? How do you know if he's evolved? How to make, you know, make her interested or obsessed or hey, whatever, without using manipulation. Do not try to use manipulation. You're gonna fail, fam. She's gonna see that. See? Because listen, you can't bait a Pisces. You cannot make a Pisces do something they don't want to do. You can't make them choose. You can't make them choose you as an option. You just can't. See? And I'm gonna tell you, you can't. The whole point of it all is that the worst thing about Pisces, I'm gonna tell you, in case you're not a Pisces, or let's say you are a Pisces and you just want to know, the worst thing about a Pisces is the fact that Pisces, you cannot change the way they feel. That's the worst. That's the worst way of Pisces, is that the way they feel is considered a dead end. You trying to change how they see something, it's not going to work. You can't change their path, their way of how they see things. Nope. And here's the thing. Most of what you consider emotionally inclined or done is unseen. See? So a lot of times it could be emotionally unseen and spiritually disconnected. So when a Pisces feels cut off from meaning, the depth of a situation, partnership, emotional safety, it hits deeper than what most people even realize. So I'm gonna tell you, in these particular feelings of emotionally invisible, if a Pisces feel unseen, feeling unheard, and all the things I mentioned before, feeling like the depth is just too much, all the things I mentioned earlier, okay? You cannot change the way they feel. Nope. And that's why I'd say a Pisces knows what they want. They're patient to get that. You see, they're not in a rush. They're not desperate. So if you don't fit the bill, they ain't going for it. See? Now, another thing is that the worst feeling about Pisces is this. When a Pisces realizes that, oh, they were given the ocean level love, see, that money can't buy, to someone holding a cup, they feel like you were trying to use them for their level of love that they were giving you. See, and once they feel that, guess what's going to happen? They're not going to fight with you. They're going to fade, see, because you got the illusion that you were actually using them, see, only to find out that they you couldn't use them at all, see. So that's the worst. That's what I said. The worst thing is that when you lose a Pisces, they fade away. You never get them again, see. And here's the thing. So the thing about it is, it's a form of way of how Pisces hides pain. Okay, so the best thing for them to do to heal is to leave the situation. All right. Now, I'm gonna tell you another thing. Sometimes the intuition can feel like the enemy. Okay. And sometimes you may not oftentimes trust it because you're not used to it. And it may seem like, oh, what is the point of this? Or you may start to try to find reasoning within it. All right. So with a Pisces energy in itself, the intuition doesn't show up like logic. So it's not something that you can logically understand or make sense of it, okay? Now, it doesn't explain itself either, okay? It just hits. Imagine when you hit something, you just hit the jackpot and it just happens and you're like, yo, I guess I won. That's how the intuition is. Now, when you follow it, it can feel like an ending before it makes sense. See, this is why you just got to go along with it. And here's the thing, why intuition feels illogical at first is because intuition speaks in feelings, not facts. It arrives before the evidence does. It bypasses logic completely. It shows you the outcome, not the steps. It triggers emotions before clarity. It feels urgent without an explanation. It disrupts comfort, so it doesn't feel good anyway. It doesn't feel like, oh, comfortable to do or comfortable to listen to. That's why I said the intuition can feel like an enemy. So what I'm really saying in its irreversible sense or reversible sense is that that's how you know you're listening to it. That's how you know it's there, because it feels like someone going against what you think. The only thing is you just can't see this person. See? But you feel it. Your body reacts to it first before you do. See that? So you may have what? Hair standing up on your skin, goosebumps. You might have a, pounding in the chest, your elevated heart rate, all those types of things, your belly, you get the bubble guts, or you feel like your stomach is queasy, or you're just not feeling good. Maybe you haven't ate anything for most of the day. Your body reacts first. And it feels like something, it feels like the enemy. It feels like it's going against you, because it's trying to get your attention. So it's trying to intervene to save you, see, to get your attention. Now, it disrupts comfort. It contradicts what you want. See, that's how you know it's the intuition. It sees patterns subconsciously. It processes faster than your thoughts. This is why it doesn't make sense to you. And this is why it won't. Now, why does it feel like the end? Because this must happen to end the cycle. The intuition intervenes to stop it. See, when there's a leak. Now, I'm going to tell you what it does. The intuition of Pisces, it detects energetic shifts early. See, it knows when the energy is getting off, when it's setting in, when it increases, and when it's controlled. See, and by who? It tells you. Now, another thing is this, it senses detachment forming. See, and warns you of it. It notices the tone changes intensely and instantly. It reads micro behaviors. It feels emotional withdrawals. It recognizes inconsistencies. See, it senses the misalignment. So that's why when you are not aligned with your environment, your intuition is going to warn you, is going to show you, see, is going to speak to you. Now, another thing is that it feels when effort changes. It detects hidden resentment. See, how people really feel about you. It's cold-blooded. See, it knows when something has expired. See, so why do you get confused by it? I'm gonna tell you why. Because you don't have proof yet. See, you don't put it like this. You want to be wrong. This is why it confuses you. You're emotionally attached. You rationalize the red flags. You're trying to make sense of the red flags. See this? Another thing is that you fear loss. You don't want to lose anything. Your intuition is telling you to end it, to stop. You're like, yo, these are my friends. Your intuition is telling you they're holding secret resentment against you. They really don't like you, but you don't know that. See, so when your intuition is telling you something, sometimes it feels like an argument, but it's within you though. See, in order to stop fighting with it, just listen to it, just obey it. See, and you'll thank me later. And here's the thing. When another reason why it confuses you, because you overthink the feeling. See, you mistake anxiety for intuition. You think, oh, when you get anxious, you think that's your intuition. No, it's not. See, another thing is that you seek external validation. That's why it confuses you. You doubt yourself. You confuse hope with reality. See, now Pisces specific intuition confusions also that take place is that you absorb other people's emotions. See, rather than listening to your intuition, you mirror their doubt. See, you romanticize potentials. You start to want the harmony between the two of you, so you don't want to rock the boat. You don't want the confrontation. You avoid the confrontation altogether. You end up you give too many chances. See, that's what we call over forgive. You interpret the silence as being optimistically, okay? You may trust your feelings deeply, you may ignore the early warnings, and you end up fearing up or appearing to be paranoid, okay? So this is why you could have those sudden confusions about your intuition. See, now I'm gonna tell you why does it eventually make sense, okay, when you use it correctly. Because the behavior repeats, okay? The distance grows, the energy shifts permanently, the mass drops. See, the truth reveals itself naturally when you listen to your intuition. Because the inconsistency, it becomes obvious. You can see clarity and have clarity now because you have listened to your intuition. It's that much more easier when you listen to it. See, you actually see its power when you listen to it. But when you're fighting against it because you're trying to understand it and you're trying to make sense of what it's showing you, that's when it hurts you. See, that's why it feels like your enemy. Okay, so you stop overthinking. When you listen to your intuition, it gives you peace. You start to feel the peace after detaching from the situation that no longer serves you. Because why? You have listened to your intuition. You gain clarity through you gain clarity in hindsight, okay? So you realize you felt it first. It's cold-blooded, see? Now, another truth about it is intuition protects you before damage escalates, okay? It senses the emotional danger within the situation. It reads the nonverbal cues subconsciously. That's why I said it's what you can't see. The intuition is going by what you can't see. See that? Not what it can see. Not what it can't see, what you can't see. See that? So that's why it's showing you what you can't see, what's hidden from you. Now, another thing is that it connects patterns from the past experiences. See the patterns? And that's the thing. That's why if you let the energy selectively choose in the first place, you will not be disrupted by the illusions that come with all these different people, because these people, this is what they're doing. See, this is why you don't see what they're doing. Now, another thing is that with the intuition is that it prioritizes survival over comfort. See, that's why you must listen to it. Now, another thing is it reacts to energy, not words. That's why I said let your energy choose selectively, okay? So that way you can avoid the whole negotiation of energy exchange, because it's not transactional, okay? Now, another thing is that it detects the authenticity gaps. See? So it protects you from fakes, from superficial entanglements of different partnerships, relationships, or whatever the attachment is. It will keep you detached from being hurt by such a thing, okay? It mourns early, see, so that you can heal faster. It feels endings before they're even spoken of, okay? Another thing is that the intuition, it prepares you emotionally before the reality catches up to it. That's why you can't see that's why it doesn't feel real to you. In other words, it doesn't seem like, it doesn't make sense that, this is what is actually going on, because you're looking for proof. See that? Now, it's just the fact that it has, it's because reality hasn't catching up to it, okay? Now, another thing is that, another reason why it feels like the ending, okay? The ending of a situation, because intuition often grieves the relationship before the relationship officially ends, if that makes sense. So this is why it is especially for you, Pisces, okay? Because of your energy. Why? Because you feel the disconnect first. See, it's not only about connecting, because you're already naturally connected to everybody and everything. See this? This is why people feel comfortable sharing with you about anything that's below the surface. See that? Because you mirror energy. So when it comes to your energy, you feel the disconnect first. You detach internally first. See, this is why you are more friends with silence in itself. You process the loss first. See, this is why you end up finding things that don't belong to you, that belong to someone else, such as me finding those AirPods yesterday. See, or you finding a Rolex, or you finding something that's not yours, right? Because you process the loss first. And here's the thing, by the time it physically ends, you already lived it emotionally. See? This is why you have to meditate. This is why you have to work out. This is why you have to protect your energy. See? Because everything is going to try to rob you for it, okay? Now, another thing is just know that it's not anxiety. Don't get them mixed up. And I'm gonna tell you, when do you hear from your intuition the most? I'm gonna tell you. Your intuition gets louder at night when you're about to go to sleep. That's when your intuition releases and lets loose. Information starts to flow to you just like a fish. Information and answers start to come to you while you're sleeping. See, then those dreams, they formulate because now there's flow. Now, this is the perfect time to get your attention because now when you're in a sleep state, now you are fully woke. See this? But it's like you're in a mental state of, okay, you're resting, but at the same time, your mind, there's no distractions. The silence, so I said silence is your best friend, Pisces. And I'm not trying to say it in a weird way. It may sound like that, but what I'm trying to do is get you to understand this clear, and get the clarity. So now that you are asleep, your intuition can get your attention, and now it can tell you things. And you listen. This is why when it tells you things, you just have to do it because you're gonna see it clearly now. Because now the intuition is gonna say, "Yo, Derek. Earlier when you were talking to Derek was trying to he was trying to set you up." And then all of a sudden you wake up and you like scratching your head and you say, "Derek just text me. What up, bro? What you on today?" And the intuition already told you about Derek. Now you didn't even answer his phone call. You didn't even text him. Because now you already know what Derek on, what he really on. See that? And now you have already prepared for that loss. See? Because now you have ended the friendship before you even tell. Listen, you ain't even told him that, hey, we ain't cool no more. But you have already prepared for the loss, for the funeral of that friendship. You see that? Because your intuition has already sealed the deal, already told you. You can't be hurt by something if you already are what? Aware. See that? It protects you, and that's how you want to go about it. Because if you could listen, if your intuition will release things to you at night, that tells you of how to communicate. That tells you how it communicates with you. The same way it gets your attention is the same way. It's the same way you accept it. You have to get into a place, get into a quiet space through prayer, meditation, yoga, where you could concentrate and focus. And then your intuition is going to tell you things and show you things. And you're going to be like, yo, you're going to be so happy and grateful. When you listen to your intuition, you're going to be like, man, I want you around me all day long, man. Don't go nowhere. Don't leave me in here, man. Hey, man. Hey, stay with me a little longer, man. Because, show me some more stuff. See that? Because you probably, listen, you miss so many things throughout the day, the day-to-day life cycles, that you do not pick up on patterns, dude. Nope. You got a lot of stuff going on. You got kids, you dropping off, picking up, to and fro. You don't have time to manage and watch people. That's why I tell people the reality of friendships is that you have to manage them. You can't manage 5 friendships and go to work and drop kids off to school and go feed and do. You can't. You don't have the energy. See, and it takes a certain amount of energy to attach. See, to know things, to where your intuition takes care of that for you without you having to what? In order for you not to drain yourself, to drown. See, now another thing is to wrap it up in a nutshell, your intuition feels like what? It feels psychic. See, because it's telepathic. You get signals off your intuition. Your brain responds to it. So even if you yourself were going to go along with something, your intuition pulls you into a different direction. See? It's like a sudden type of huddle where your intuition literally pulls your soul into a different space and says, "Hey man, I wouldn't go to that party." And you're like, "Why am I feeling like I don't like I shouldn't go?" See? And even though your brain is like, "Yo, I got to go to a party at 6," your intuition pulls you to the side and says, "Yo, that party that they're trying to get you to go to, I wouldn't go to it." See? But here's the thing, you question it and you try to make sense of it. You're like, "Yo, I don't really know why I'm feeling like I don't want to go, but hey, like, who's all going to be there?" You try to reason with it. You try to negotiate what the energy of what the intuition is telling you and showing you. You're trying to logically make sense of it. And this is why I'm telling you how to not fall for that. See, how to not do that, because you can't. See, now another thing is anxiety is not your intuition. So I covered that. Another thing is that you want to, in order to make your intuition stronger and more powerful, you have to get rid of fear. See, because fear makes you afraid. That's why you don't listen to it, because you're afraid. And when you're afraid, you're like, "Yo, my intuition said not to take this flight with such and such. Oh man, I don't want to get into it with this person." And then you end up trusting that person over your gut feeling of what your intuition is signaling to you, because your body reacts first. And now you just want to please this other person so bad that now when you take that trip, the plane crashes, something happens, a sudden change, because you got to understand, your intuition has made so many sacrifices for your ass that you can't pay it back. See, you can't pay it back. You simply can't. But what you can do is be grateful for it and listen to it. No matter what you think, no matter how you feel, no matter what that person got going on. If they tell you, if that intuition say don't go to that party, listen, dude, don't take your ass to that party. Don't do it, because listen, you might not come back in the same way you went. When you don't listen to your intuition, it's like you curse yourself. It's like a hard head make a soft ass. It's like, "Oh, why didn't you listen to me?" Now it's like you're arguing with your intuition as if it was your enemy. Well, of course it became your enemy. You made it. You created an enemy out of your intuition. Because guess what? When your intuition said don't go with those people, it's like you said, F that. F you, man. I ain't listening to that. I ain't listening to you. I'm going. See that? So now you have what? You have created an enemy out of something such as your intuition looking out for you. Why wouldn't you listen to your intuition if it's looking out for you? That's your friend right there. That's your real friend. This is why I said your real friends, you can't see them. It's what you can't see. What a real friend is someone you can't see. See? That's why I always tell people, I ask them, who are your real friends? What are their names? See? Well, I got Joey. Me and him, we played football together, and I haven't seen him since last Friday. And you know, Sarah, she's here from time to time, and my bro Devin and Haney, and yeah, it's like, yo, look, man, your real friends are the ones you can't see. See? Because listen, your real friends, it's a shock and a surprise. It's a shock factor that happens when you realize that someone is your real friend because you didn't see it. You didn't see it coming. It's like, oh, I'll give you a lift, give you a ride home, man. When you're stranded out there, some stranger just comes along and he didn't just, hey, gives you a lift for free of charge. That's a real friend, dude. Even if it was just for that one time. Do you know his name? Did you see him coming? Nope. See? But he found you. That's the thing. A real friend could come around for 5 minutes and give you the best advice of your life. See? So that's the thing. You have to know what you're dealing with. Now, another thing. Why do people get the intuition mixed up there with anxiety? Okay, because it feels calm, not chaotic. All right. It's brief and clear. It doesn't beg for attention. It feels neutral. It comes once, then it goes quiet. It isn't attached to fear. That's why I said you got to get rid of fear. It doesn't spiral out of control. It's steady. It feels like knowing. See, it doesn't argue. See, it doesn't need proof. It doesn't, it's body based. That's what I say your body reacts first. It's how you know it's your intuition because it lives in your gut. See, it lives in your gut. I just told, that's a gem, right? I just told you guys, your gut feeling, see, is a signal. See? And that's why you got to follow it. You have to follow it like a guide, like a compass. See? Because it's body-based. And here's the thing. It shows up unexpectedly. You're not expecting it. It's not going to feel comfortable. It's not going to feel good when it's telling you to do something. See? Because it's something you don't want to do. And it's telling you to get rid of that friend right now. And you're like, come on, man. If I get rid of this friend, then I'm not gonna have no one to talk to. Then it's just gonna suck, and it's just gonna be me. Would you rather have peace? Would you rather have loneliness? You're not gonna be lonely. Even if that was your only friend and you have to get rid of him, you will inherit the reward for this. It's rewards for listening to your intuition. Yes, it is. Because listen, you make space for what? The replacement. Because that of which, listen, if somebody is in your life and they're draining you, you have to make room for a better friend. See? Because of so much space being taken up requires what? A level of energy. So, another thing with the intuition is that, and you got to understand, my left eye is twitching like crazy, you guys, as I'm telling you guys this, which is, you know, that, hey, it's power to this, man. Listen, another thing is that it feels simple, okay? It isn't dramatic. It doesn't rush you. That's the important thing. It doesn't rush you. It doesn't over-explain. It's direct. It's consistent over time. It feels grounded. It doesn't raise your heart rate. It's quiet clarity. It aligns with past patterns. It feels protective. It's not obsessive. It doesn't replay constantly. See, it respects your peace. It feels emotionally clean. It's not triggered by insecurities. It doesn't panic. See, now, what you want to do is listen. You have to hone into your gut. See, I'm gonna tell you how to hear from your intuition. Is that it's gonna always feel like something. See, because you have to absorb it. You have to, just like you absorb everything else, you have to absorb what you're feeling in your gut. That is like turning your ear off. It's like selective hearing, where you could cut your ear off to what you don't want to talk about, what you don't want to hear, even though you're hearing it. So you tune out to the things that you don't want to take on, to the things you don't want to hear. But then you turn your ear to your gut. See, and what I'm gonna tell you how it feels. It feels like a whisper. Yep. Don't go to the party with Derek. Do not go on a date with Brenda. Call off tomorrow. Don't eat the sandwich that they're making. See, that's how your intuition, it whispers to you. See, and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna eat it. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm not gonna eat it. I was hungry, but I'm not. We got it, man. So hey, and you might look like you're talking to yourself, but hey, it's nothing to be ashamed about. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't demand control, okay? Another thing is it's not reactive. It's observant. It accepts the outcome calmly. See that? It doesn't attack you. It doesn't shame you. It feels mature. It stays steady even when you're calm. It doesn't change based on your mood or a mood. It feels like the truth. It feels like truth. It brings relief when accepted. Yes. It doesn't exaggerate. It feels wise. It doesn't seek reassurance. It isn't jealous driven. It doesn't overanalyze. It's patient. It doesn't chase scenarios. It's subtle. It's confident. It respects boundaries. It feels complete. It's steady, even days later. See, it feels ancient. It aligns with reality later. See, you got to give time for reality to catch up. You have to be patient. See, it proves itself over time. See, and it tells you where to start to finish things. Tells you to take this job. Tells you to talk to this person. Tells you to put this person on as a reference. Tells you to take the garbage out on Monday so the garbage people could come take it. Maybe you might do it the night before. Tells you to do certain things that other people probably are not even aware of. See, another thing is that if I say this, if it's anxiety, here's the difference. What does anxiety feel like? Well, anxiety feels urgent, okay? This is how you know it's put it like this. This is how you know that it's anxiety, in other words, okay? If it feels urgent, if it feels chaotic, if it spirals, if it repeats obsessively, if it demands reassurance, if it imagines worst case scenarios, if it's loud, if it increases your heart rate, if it feels fearful, if it seeks control. Now, another thing is that if it's rooted in insecurity, okay? If it feels unstable, if it jumps to conclusions, if it's you pondering, oh, this, that, and the other, ping ponging, the information around. That's what I mean by if you It's anxiety if it jumps to conclusions, if it replays the conversations, if it put it like this, if it seeks proof constantly, if it shifts the mood or shifts with the mood, if it feels overwhelming, if it doesn't bring peace, if it needs validation, if it's attached to fear of loss, if it interrupts your sleep, if it's exaggerated, if it creates stories, then that, my friend, is your anxiety. Okay. So that's why I said you don't want to get them mixed up. Now, like I say, if it feels heavy, if it's self-critical, if it shifts hourly, like every hour you feel something different, that's anxiety. If it feels loud at night, if it feels unstable, if it magnifies the small things, if it doesn't age well, if it demands control, if it feels chaotic, if it overcompensates, if it feels unsafe internally, if it disappears once reassured, then it is anxiety, not the intuition. Now, why does a Pisces intuition feel psychic? Okay, because a Pisces processes the intuition through the subconscious. Okay, it's subconsciously done. Now, another thing which one feels is that why I'll tell you another. Okay, so I'll tell you why the Pisces intuition feels psychic is because of the strong emotional pattern of recognition. All right, it reads the micro expressions, it absorbs the tone shifts, it feels energy changes, it notices the body language instantly. It has it noticed the deep empathy. It has the strong imagination. Okay, so another thing is it has the high sensitivity to shifts, connects dots subconsciously. Um, like I said, it's connect to your dreams, your visions, symbolically through the symbolism. It reads silence. See, that's the difference. Like, that's why I say it's very powerful, because it reads silence. So even if there's silence, your intuition still works. Okay. It notices pace changes, detects inconsistencies, processes data emotionally, mirrors others, feels intention shifts, strong memory of patterns, notices the micro behaviors, detects authenticity gaps, strong gut instincts, observes quietly, feels before thinking, processes the tone, the nonverbals, notices the avoidance, tracks emotional cycles, the high subconscious awareness, you guys. See, high empathy, intelligence, feels deception early. That's why I say it's very hard to deceive someone that has the intuition, especially those that listen to it. Detects sarcasm layers, knows when someone's being sarcastic, knows knows and reads between breathing shifts of how people breathe differently, from which they are lying, from when a situation is bad where you should not join or participate in. You have to watch how people breathe. Another thing is observes the eyes carefully and notices the movement of the eyes. Another thing is notices the energy vampires, the energy draining of a situation or person, strong dream recall, a memory of dreams or visions, sensitive to changes, high imagination, plus the perception mixed with it, senses the withdrawals early, notices the avoidance behavior, feels the attachment shifts, tracks loyalty, subtly sensitive to the imbalances, reads what's unsaid. See, this is what you can't see and what people are not saying. It's related to the nonverbals. Okay, process before logic even catches up. Now, when it comes to strengthening your intuition without fear, what you want to do, I'm gonna tell you how to do it. You want to sit in silence daily. Okay, find either an hour, if you could do it longer, if you have the time. Sit in silence daily. Just start off with 20 minutes. That's good, and that's still a start. Okay. um Journal your first thoughts. See, journal your first thoughts, track patterns, You see somebody doing something one day, or you see yourself doing something in a pattern form, write it down. Don't react immediately. See, what you want to do, if a situation happens, someone pisses you off, or something happens outside of your control, don't react immediately to it. You want to wait. See, ask yourself, is this something worth me doing this? Always think it out first before you react right away to it. Another thing you want to do is separate fear from calmness. You want to make sure you get adequate sleep, 7 to 8 hours a day. You want to make sure you stay hydrated, avoid emotional overload, meditate, pray, or do yoga or whatever your setup is regarding meditation. Observe, but don't assume, okay? Because, when it comes to assumptions, you will make an ass out of you and me, all right? Another thing is notice body sensations, practice grounding, delay decisions slightly. You don't have to listen. Someone invites you to a party and they're pressuring you. You don't have to give them an answer right away. You can tell them, hey, let me get back to you, and this is what I'm referring to. Another thing is trust the small instincts first. The small instincts that you get first. That's what you want to trust. Reflect after outcomes, okay? Another thing is track your intuition accuracy. Another thing is to avoid emotional impulsivity, and you want to sit with feelings calmly. See, you want to practice stillness, slow breathing, watch reactions without acting on it. Learn your anxiety patterns. See this? This is why I called, checking your temperature. In other words, another thing you want to do is protect your energy. You also want to reduce trauma, not trauma. You want to reduce drama intakes, okay? And you want to reflect at night calmly. Reduce fantasy projection. See, you want to accept what's uncertain to you. Another thing you want to do is strengthen your self-worth. You want to trust calm signals. You want to listen once. Don't obsess over thoughts or situations. Don't romanticize red flags. Accept them as red flags, okay? Watch patterns long term. Don't rush endings. Don't fear endings. Strengthen independence. Separate your ego from your instincts. You want to honor your peace. You want to trust slow clarity, okay? You don't oftentimes have to get clarity right away. See, if it's a slow process, trust it. Another thing is let the truth reveal itself naturally. Don't force it. Another thing is you want to ignore chaotic urges. You want to practice detachment. And in order to practice detachment, you have to set boundaries. You want to notice consistency within others or a situation. Stay present. Strengthen your logical balance of reasoning of things or a situation. And let me see. Okay, so now when it comes to the next thing is I have a question for you guys. Which one are you? Are you an upstream Pisces or a downstream Pisces? Okay. Now that's a question that I have for you guys. So after the live, I want everybody to put whether or not if they're upstream Pisces or a downstream Pisces. Now, another thing is that if you are a upstream Pisces, and why I'm asking this is because you're represented by two fish. Every Pisces has two fish, so their only difference is they're swimming in opposite directions. Now, when you are a upstream Pisces, this means that you are swimming towards evolution, awareness, and growth. If you are a downstream Pisces, this means that you are swimming toward escapisms, illusions, and avoidance. So when we say which one is better, neither, okay? Now, when it comes to two expressions of the same energy, one is more evolved. So that's why I said you want to go to which one is your dominant side, okay? And sometimes if it is your, hey, if it's not your dominant side, whichever one you go to, hey, whichever one you go to the most, and you find yourself operating as, that's what you, hey, that's the more dominant one, okay? Now, here's the thing. One is more evolved, so I'm gonna break this down to you guys. The downstream Pisces is swimming with the current, okay? So that means that you're going to what? Be more prone to comfort, illusions, and emotions. Downstream Pisces avoids what? Resistance. That's what I said. The downstream Pisces just doesn't give a F, okay? I'm gonna tell you the traits, okay? So the downstream Pisces, he or she escapes reality when they get overwhelmed, okay? They romanticize the red flags. They try to make sense of them, see? Because sometimes a Pisces may know or notice that a situation is a red flag, but they still go to it because it may be for entertainment purposes. Maybe they want something out of it still. Maybe they're getting some sort of benefit from it. But you won't know that because you will never be able to find the secret of why they're going back to it. See, but what I'm here to tell you, you want to trust your intuition, because if it's telling you to stay away from the red flag, you don't try to make love with it. In other words, okay? Don't try to flirt with the red flag. Don't try to do any of that, because you're going to deceive yourself and you're going to become enticed by it. Now, another thing is that and it weakens your intuition. Now, another thing you want to do is let me see. It's not another thing you want to do. Another trait of the dark side. Another trait of downstream Pisces is that it avoids confrontation. It overgives emotionally. It gets lost in fantasy. It absorbs toxic energy. It struggles with boundaries. It feels like a victim. You may feel like a victim often. Procrastinates decisions. Avoids hard truths. Idolizes partners. Stays too long when you should have left sooner. Runs from conflict. Over-identifies with pain. Avoids accountability. Fears abandonment deeply. Gets attached fast to things or situations or partners. Avoids structure. Self-sacrifices excessively. Lives in what could have been. Struggles with discipline. Absorbs others' emotions and feels misunderstood constantly. Escapes through distractions and is more prone to falling for illusions, okay? Another thing is they ignore the intuition when they're hurt. Now, another thing for the upstream Pisces, if you are operating out of your other fish, the upstream Pisces going upstream means that you're swimming against the current, okay? And that means that it represents awareness, discipline, and mastery, okay? So upstream Pisces chooses growth over comfort. And the traits are he or she will face emotional truth directly, set boundaries without guilt, trust their intuition calmly, walks away early from a situation or whatever it may be, doesn't romanticize the red flags, channels their emotions into creativity, protects their energy. They would rather heal instead of escape a situation. They accept endings gracefully. They separate anxiety from instincts. They don't over-explain things. They balance empathy with logic. They observe before reacting. They don't chase closure. They release the victim mindset. They stay grounded in reality. They allow confrontation when needed. They don't overgive access. They learn from patterns. They keep emotional discipline. They choose peace over fantasy. They protect their mental health. They build structure around dreams and visions. They don't fear being alone. They don't confuse love with chaos. They evolve spiritually without escapism. They live in reality without dreaming big, and they swim towards purpose, not comfort, okay? So which one is better? It all depends on you, okay? Because The upstream is more evolved, obviously. But here's the truth. Every Pisces has both. See? And you can't have one without the other. I'll tell you why. It's because the downstream is the wounded version of yourself. See? And then you can only survive by having that wounded version of yourself, because now you know the lesson behind you being that way. See? It's like, oh, the wounded side is like, it's still strong, because had it not been for your wounds, you wouldn't even know how to live a better life. So your upstream is the healed version of yourself. Now, the downstream, it reacts emotionally, and the upstream, it responds consciously. See, this is why you always think before you do things, because you give yourself enough time to hear from your intuition. See, because if a Pisces was separated from their intuition, they will always fall and be prone to illusions, which would trap them. See, which would do them in. See, that's why Pisces always make space. This is why, listen, the spiritual cord that holds both the fish together, where it's like this, okay? It's a space in between where one fish cannot leave the other fish due to resistance. See, because resistance, it changes things. So it could be suddenly to where if the intuition says no, and the Pisces, listen, one of the fish will not be able to fully decide for themselves, because they're still connected to the other fish in consciously. So it's like, no matter how lost you may be, you will still always find direction. You will always find the right way to do things, because the other fish will protect you the other fish will protect you if you get off course. The intuition is there because the spiritual cord. Now, the funny thing is that this is why when people try to play you, Pisces, you always catch on. Because the other fish is like, where you going? Oh, we ain't going over there. Where you going? Nah, you come back on. Nah. We ain't going over such and such house. We going over here. And then you like, oh, okay. All right. See how the other fish are always gonna look after you, even if you don't, even if you're lost, confused. Because listen, it's good to be confused. You know why? Because your other fish gonna set your ass straight. The other fish gonna say, hey man, I'll tell you later. It's a story to why I'm telling you we're not going. But we'll talk about that another time. See, you gonna come over here. You can stay confused, but we're going somewhere else. See, because the other fish cannot leave from you. The wounded side of yourself version cannot leave from your evolved self. You guys are one. See, even though it's two fish, they both merge into one. See that? So that's why other people, they don't know your secret, and this is why they can't read you, because they don't understand how are you able to make conscious, rational decisions, see, but be wounded at the same damn time. It's cold-blooded, see? Because if you're wounded, people assume that, oh, you can't consciously make a decision. You're wounded. It's like, no, my wounded, whatever I'm wounded from doesn't define me. See that? It's all about my energy. It's all about what I do with the energy selectively. See? So I can make a conscious decision, and guess what? You would never see or know why I made that decision. It's cold-blooded. It's what you can't see. See that? And you wonder why a Pisces doesn't go along with something, because the evolve, the most dominant side of the Pisces takes over. Because listen, not to make this sound confusing, but the fish going upstream will always save the wounded version of itself, because it already did. It already saved. Listen, it already saved you way before you even thought. It's like way before you even know you got saved. Your other fish already saved you already. See? Because that's why you always go with the flow. Because the dominant side of yourself always takes over. Because it listens to the intuition before it moves. See, it always waits. It's like, yo, wait a minute, Tyra. Wait a minute, Sharon, wait. Let's listen to the intuition. Okay, all right, we ain't going to the party. So put your coat on, and I know you wanted to go, but we ain't going. See? And then other fish is like, so it's always like this. A Pisces, listen, a upstream can never leave the side of the wounded version. See? And that's why people always come to you, Pisces, with their mess. They're like, yo, because all they see is the soft side of you, which they fall for what? They fall for the illusion thinking you're weak. And they never see, oh man, I never thought this person was, I never think they could make a decision. I thought this person was weak. See, I'm going to tell you, the thing about it is this. It's not about which fish is better, okay? It's about choosing the right direction. It's cold-blooded. See that? Because, listen, Pisces is like this. Pisces knows the way to get to the afterlife. Now, the problem is this. They don't look like it. They don't look like they know where the path begins. They don't look like they know where to go. But I'm going to tell you why people fall for it. Because Pisces, they are an illusion. See? And it's like what Pisces teaches others is to trust the intuition. See? Don't trust what you see. Trust the intuition. Don't trust what it looked like. Trust the intuition. Oh, they look broke. They look like they know nothing. They look dumb. They look like, oh, this and this and this and this and that, right? Trust the intuition. Don't look at what it looked like. Because that Pisces will look like a wounded dragon, a wounded whatever, but have all the answers and know exactly where to go. Because Pisces sees the potential in everything. It's cold-blooded. So this is why you can stay lost forever and never be found. See? Because you fall for illusions. I'm going to tell you why people fall for illusions. Because they seek comfort. Even a hotel, you can go and stay for a night or two. But that don't mean you got the best. That doesn't mean you made the best decision. See? Because you could have went and stayed with family. You didn't have to spend any money. But you wanted comfort. See? So you fell for the illusion that, oh, this is a good hotel. I'm going to go here. It's $300 a night. See? A Pisces is like, yo, I'm going to go to a cheap motel. I just need somewhere to lay my head at. It ain't the best, but hey, that's more money for me to spend when I go to the mall tomorrow. Or hey, that's an extra $300 that I could go do something else with. Because Pisces sees the potential, see, in things. It might not make sense to you because you're chasing comfort. So you fall for the illusion that, oh, you get buy one, get one half off. You spend $300, you get the other night. And it's like, Pisces is like, I ain't falling for that. It's not a deal. See? It's like certain things that a Pisces will do, others will question. See? Because they're going off of what they see. And here's the thing. It's all about choosing direction. So Pisces will always feel things out deeply first. Because Pisces, listen, Pisces checks the depth first anyway. See? And I'm going to tell you why. Because Pisces dissolves all boundaries. So they always will question things. They don't easily fall for things. But let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you what they do. They don't easily fall for things. They just do it when, they just make you think that they are falling for it. See? And then you believe them because you fall for what you see. Guess what that is? Notice I said you fall. See? Because there's no boundary set. You didn't set a boundary. You just went off what you saw. And you fell first, not the Pisces. Because the Pisces already checked. See? Because the intuition, a Pisces sees the potential in things. So if a Pisces already knows there's no potential, they're not going to do it. They're not going to go in that direction. See? Telling you. It's like a Pisces can say, I'm on my way and not be on their way. You're like, yo, you lied. They didn't lie. You stupid for believing that in the first place. See, it's like, why? Listen, that's why I said, some people think that they can go close to a skunk and not get sprayed. Why would you go? Listen, it would be dumb for you to go sit by a skunk in the first place. Knowing that it can spray you, why would you even do that? See, a Pisces is like, look, man, I'm not going near a skunk, but hey, if you want to do that, that's on you. I don't need my charger, you guys. A Pisces is like, if you want to go by that skunk, that's on you. But a Pisces is not going to decide for you. So if you didn't set a boundary, because you shouldn't be you should be wise enough to not do that. So now the lesson, once you get sprayed, now the lesson is trust your intuition. See? Now it's like, yo, don't do things that you know are stupid. See? Now, another thing is that Pisces feels things deeply out first. So what this means is that you have to ask yourself the question, are you drowning or swimming with intentions? See that? Because you have to know. Now, getting back to why I said in the beginning, what shifted in me is that, and why others can feel it is because I didn't announce it. See, I didn't warn anyone. I didn't post about it, but the energy changed anyway. And here's the thing. It's because the way I respond to things changed. Because the way I tolerate things changed. Notice I keep saying change. The way I love changed. So that makes you what? That makes you stop over-explaining, over-giving, overthinking things. Remember I said that we make it harder for ourselves because we are our worst enemies. See that? And here's why we make it hard for ourselves is that we overthink things that don't take that amount of energy. See, when I said I quit McDonald's, I quit fast food, that should be something, it should be easy for me to do that and not overthink it, right? Because whatever you take your energy away from, meaning not falling for the illusion, it's going to fade away. You don't even have to look back, and that's all you have to know, and you will never fall for it again. See? Because you already know the truth of which is you already know what they're doing. See? So there's no need for you to need proof or hate or to become a victim. You see? Now, when a Pisces stops overextending to a situation or a person, that's when the shift becomes more visible. So that's why you can feel it in silence, okay? That's why it's 10 times more present, where you could feel it, okay, because of the shift. Okay, now another thing is that silence is your best friend, as I mentioned. And it doesn't mean you become less soft, less soft in a sense, because the softness is still there. But here's the difference: the access isn't. See, so the empathy is still there, but the permission isn't. Okay, so you don't react to, and I'm speaking for myself. I don't react the same, I don't chase the same, and I don't beg the same. Okay, so when you finally realize this, that means that what? Not everybody deserves the ocean level love in the first place. This is why you have to set boundaries, Pisces. See, when you set boundaries, this allows you to what? Not overgive. See that? Because you can't go off by what you see. Some people look wounded and they're absolutely fine. See? And that's what protect you. The boundary says, okay, it's okay to buy someone lunch and that's it, but you don't have to buy them lunch every day. You'll basically become responsible for them. Now, another thing is, as I stated, something shifted in me. I stopped romanticizing, potentials or the potential of a situation. I started observing patterns. I realized my own pattern of, me going to get fast food every day. And I stopped fighting for clarity. See, you just let clarity happen naturally. And I started accepting what is. See, if you know something is bad, it's bad. You don't want to fight for clarity. That's just something you just simply don't do. I started accepting what is. And when you accept, when you accept something, it replaces hope. See, so that's when the true detachment begins. And that's why you can feel it. And that's why they can feel it. See, because when a Pisces detaches emotionally, it happens quietly, okay? Not an explosion, not a speech, not a warning. It's just the distance. See, that the distance is the answer, okay? And here's the thing. By the time other people notice, you've already processed the ending. You see that? You've already processed the ending. And that's why the shift happens in the first place. See? And it's not out of anger. It's all about alignment. See? Alignment is that's what's going to make the relationship last long. That's what's going to sustain the friendship. That's what's going to keep the marriage together, is alignment. See? Because listen, you already have everything processed. You already know how it's going to end. See that? And that's the most beautiful thing about it. So we have to pay attention more to energy. Another thing is okay, so now why am I saying this? Because you don't want the dark villain side of yourself to take over, okay? Because when you feel the energy shift, sometimes fear can kick in. And you do not want to follow your heart. Your heart will simply deceive you. It can deceive you. I'm going to tell you why. Because when that energy shift happens, it's not, put it like this, it's not in relation to how your heart feels, okay? It's all about your standards. And here's the thing. When you stop confusing connections with chaos, that's you actually what? Not following your heart and what? Putting your standards first. Stop mistaking attention for loyalty. Stop ignoring what your intuition has already shown you, okay? So when you stop reacting, that's when you start calculating, see? And also it makes you what? Not argue anymore. You start to what? Replace that with observing things. And what do you end up observing? Patterns, see? And when a Pisces starts observing instead of feeling, when you start observing it instead of absorbing, guess what happens? The illusion dies. It's cold-blooded. See that? I just told y'all how to dissolve an illusion. Do you know how much energy an illusion takes? It takes a whole frequency. Whole frequency. And here's the thing. When you start observing instead of feeling, observing instead of what? Absorbing, the illusion dies. See? And I'm going to tell you, that's why people can feel it. It's cold-blooded. If you see, listen, if you observe, you're going to listen. You don't need to absorb. You don't need to feel shit. When you observe, guess what you get? Clarity. You get the truth. Because you were watching the whole time. You already knew how it was going to end based off observing first. You didn't apply emotions first. And now you can make sense of what you're seeing because you have certainty. You are certain of what you are seeing and you are not confused because you see the truth for what it is. And you know where you stand. So that the illusion is like, oh my God, the illusion is afraid of you. It dies because you see through it. And not only do you see through that illusion, you see through that illusion, this person's illusion, that person's illusion. So now you're a force to be reckoned with. See? So you do not have to let your darker side take over. See? And here's another thing. Your energy doesn't reach the same. Why? Because your words don't explain the same. It's cold-blooded. See? It's what you can't see. Your silence weighs heavier. See? That's what I said. Your silence is more powerful than your words could ever be. See? Because your energy doesn't reach the same. It doesn't require you to go to the dark side. It doesn't require you to turn cold. Why? Because it turns selectively. See, it turns selective. So it chooses for you. And that selectiveness, remember I said, it feels dangerous. That's why everybody can feel it. It's a radiance. It's magnetic. To people who what? Benefited from what? Your softness. This is why when you listen, when you let the energy selectively choose for you, people are devastated. See? Because now it feels dangerous. See, it does, because they were benefiting from your softness. They can't handle you selectively. They can't handle, oh, in a minute now, he didn't switch gears. Oh my God. They're afraid of you now. Why are they afraid of you? Because you're letting your energy choose for you. It's cold-blooded. You're not letting your emotions choose for you. You're letting your energy choose for you. When you let your energy choose for you, guess what? The illusion dies. So no matter what someone tries to do, it will not last. See? If it's not the truth. And here's the thing. When a Pisces goes quiet, the ending already happened internally. I'll say it one more time for the people in the back. When a Pisces goes quiet, the ending already happened internally. See? Because when a Pisces goes quiet, guess what? The ending of the cycle, the pattern, is permanent. See? It's permanent, and when it dies, it rebirths a new beginning. See that? Beautiful thing. Now, Another thing is when a Pisces, let's say you're the type of Pisces that goes dark. See, I'm gonna tell you what happens when you go dark. See, you don't go dark randomly. It's not like, oh, I'm just go to the dark side. See, you go dark when the softness is what? Repeatedly mishandled. See, it's not rage. It's emotional shutdown that happens because of what? It's mixed with clarity. See, this is why I said you cannot use emotions. Now, when put it like this, when your empathy is exploited, that gave you what? Understanding. That gave you chances. That gave you depth. And then what happened? You end up realizing it for what it was because it was one-sided. Now, that's when the switch flips, okay? So that's what you got to look at, is that when people revert to their dark sides because they are overwhelmed, it's because they what? They go through an emotional overload because of what? The emotions mixing with clarity, okay? Now, when their intuition, when that Pisces intuition is proven right, Pisces feels things early. So if they ignore it and later get proof, they don't explode. They just end up detaching quietly. See, that's why that happens. Now, another thing is that when a Pisces feels emotionally unsafe, then that makes them feel physically unsafe, but emotionally. So the tone shifts, there's inconsistencies, and then there's that subtle disrespect. So that can make what? A Pisces go to the dark side because now that Pisces is tolerating pain, see, instead of detaching. So when a Pisces is tolerating pain, they cannot tolerate spiritual misalignment, okay? Another thing is that can make a Pisces harden, okay? Because now they're forced to. Pisces hates becoming cold-hearted. But if they're mocked for their sensitivity or punished for being vulnerable, they will start to build armor. This is cold-blooded. Because listen, the Pisces realize, people say, oh, Pisces has no armor. Shit. A dark side Pisces ends up building their own. It happens through metamorphosis, where now the Pisces that is tolerating pain has what? Has now created a monster within themselves. So they will begin to build their own armor. And once that armor forms, guess what happens? The access to them changes permanently. So once you go dark side, guess what? That's to a point of no return. It's finalized, it's permanent, see? Because now that armor has become, what? It has taken form, see? Based off of the hurt that it experienced, okay? So when that Pisces realizes that, oh, they were loving alone, that's when they get what? The deepest trigger, okay? They get triggered in the most deepest way. When a Pisces feels they were the only one fighting for that depth, guess what? That's when they stop swimming toward you, see, and start swimming away. But when they swim away, they might return. But here's the thing. When their peace feels better without you, this is the final stage. No anger, no revenge, no drama. It's just a relief. So if a Pisces feels relief in detachment, it's already over. Now the dark side Pisces, which I mentioned, I'm gonna tell you guys what a dark side Pisces actually looks like, okay? It's not chaotic. It's not in chaos. It's not chaos. It's controlled silence. See? Controlled silence. If you know somebody that's a Pisces, how to know that they are dark-sided is one thing. They give short responses. They give no emotional access. They observe instead of engaging. They take their energy away. See, there is an energy withdrawal, and they are calm with a distant tone. See, now the ocean, it didn't dry up. So don't think that, oh, this person has no emotion. No, they're just withholding it. Because why? It just stopped flowing toward you. So this is the thing. When you dealing with such a Pisces, and this is how you know they're dark-sided, because they literally stop talking. See, they remove the emotional access. So this way, that pain becomes armor, and this is why you can't get through to them, okay? You will know, because you was like, damn, you a Pisces, but you don't feel like, I don't feel like you a Pisces, because you're not giving me the softness that a Pisces comes with. See, because people know, like, what is the point of, what is the point of an appetizer if I'm only getting bread, but I know now that my main course of which I ordered, it's like, if you just keep getting bread, but you don't get the shit you ordered, it's like, yo, what is the point of this? Because now you realize that, oh, somebody has taken away my meal. Well, when it comes to emotional access, when the dark side Pisces simply takes it away, and you're just eating bread, you will become pissed like, yo, what's going on? Like, why am I not getting what I paid for? But now it's done on purpose. Now it's the dark side Pisces withholding the emotional access to them, of which they got hurt. See, now it's like a person that's starting shit. Now it's like a person that's creating chaos, in other words, on purpose, but doing it in a controlled, silenced way, if that makes sense. So it's like they're doing it in a clean way, to where they're least detected, in other words. Okay, so another thing is that at this type of level, it could be a Pisces if they're fully evolved. It doesn't have to be like, oh, you're dark-sided because you're wounded. No, it's because the Pisces they could be fully evolved and still be dark-sided by choice. See that? Now that's dangerous, because now you got somebody that's evolved but chooses to be dark side. And they have armor. So you might assume, oh, hey, what's your sign? Oh, Pisces. Oh, yeah. I like Pisces. Yeah, they're soft. Yeah, they got the soft, because they think they're going to benefit immediately with that soft side of you, Pisces. But they fall for the illusion that you are a Pisces. See, they don't see the armor you've built. They don't see you silently controlling things and removing the emotional access to you and them. See, so now it's like a person could get to know you and get hurt at the same damn time because of that misalignment. See, they'll realize that that's not what they signed up for. Now, another thing is, now here's the problem. What comes with the dark side Pisces is the dark intuition. See, and what I was sharing with you guys at first was just the regular intuition that comes with the light-sided Pisces. But if a Pisces chooses to go dark, then they end up what? Picking up the dark intuition. Now, the dark intuition is not evil. What it is perception used defensively, okay? Or strategically after being hurt. So, how does it look? Well, I'm going to tell you what it does. It reads tones. It reads tone shifts instantly. So, they could basically be like, a Pisces could say, oh, you said I'm fine, but they can mean it differently. In other words, they notice the effort drop, okay? So they may notice, you put it like this, you probably would notice them texting you slowly after you got comfortable with them. Just little things that you notice, and it will catch you off guard and you won't know why. Another thing is that when it comes to dark intuition, it detects hidden resentment. So that Pisces that's dark sided could tell, or using a dark intuition, they could jokes. They could joke or tell jokes that sting. See? So there's like jokes wrapped up in a pretty box, but then it's like soon as you open it, it's not jokes. They actually hurt, okay? Another thing is that it could be they could feel emotional withdrawals, and what that does is that their energy can come off colder before their words change. See, it's cold-blooded. See, another thing is they can spot inconsistencies, but then they can also shift their story subtly after they tell the story. Okay, so it's like a lot of deception here. Okay, so this is why I said it's nothing to play with. It's they could test your consistency in a situation quietly, but at the same time they could wait to see if you initiate first. A lot of mind games and it's nothing to play with. Dark intuition is nothing to play with. It's not the same as just a regular intuition. If they feel dishonesty, what they may do is you know, their eye contact can fluctuate, could change. When it comes to, you know, anticipating the conflict, it's always tension before argument. They could use a calm voice to disarm you in such a way, because they know that the soft voice, they know how to use it in any type of situation that involves confrontation. So there's a lot of slick stuff. See, and that's the thing. Like, dark side Pisces is nothing to play with. Nothing to play with. They could smirk after an apology, because they can read the micro expressions within a person through that dark intuition. They can control reactions. They can choose silence. But when they control the reaction, though, there won't be no explosion, just distance, okay? They can feel timing shifts. They can switch up the way they call you, where you probably used to have long phone conversations with them. Now the calls get shorter. They can read the pacing within a situation. Where if you have, let's say you're intimate with them, or you realize that the affection is rushed, it can feel off to you. Like I say, just having they can have a short fuse within things. They hold their cards closer to them. No more oversharing. Like, they could take away the compassion. See, it's like they can redirect their energy. That's why I said, if you deal with a dark side Pisces, in other words, the worst one that you can get is most people think that, oh, if you're unhealed and then you choose the dark side, you're much more powerful. No, you're much more dangerous if you are the evolved Pisces and you're choosing to be dark-sided. See, that's the worst combination, because this is somebody that it's like they're still intuitive, but they're very manipulative with it, if that makes sense. So it's like they can wait for a confirmation, then all of a sudden they'll let the truth surface naturally. See, they could become, protective when things turn secretive, but then at the same time they can still betray the person themselves. See, it's like they still stab you in the back, even though they're trying to play the victim at the same time. They could easily spot the ego over empathy, but they would rather win an argument or win a fight rather than understanding you, okay? Now, another thing is that dark intuition. Okay, so dark intuition, What it means is that a Pisces is choosing discernment over fantasy. See? Now, it's not revenge though, it's pattern recognition with boundaries. That Pisces realizes that they refuse to get hurt again, and they have alchemized and they have used the hurt as armor, okay? So now it's like the Pisces knows that they can't get themselves into the softness bubble, if that makes sense. Now, when it comes to Pisces using a dark intuition, sometimes they have learned that they have learned the dark intuition without becoming cold, without even becoming cold-hearted. See how they could do two things at once? And here's the thing, like I say, when it comes to the subconscious, now with Pisces, the subconscious is stronger, okay? Now I'm gonna tell you, no other sign literally has a stronger brain than Pisces, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, I know it's very controversial. I know a lot of people gonna disagree with that, but I'm just telling you guys, no other sign literally has a stronger brain. Think about Albert Einstein when I say that, see? But here's the thing. Symbolically and psychologically, Pisces energy is associated with the subconscious processing more than what? Direct linear thinking. So that's why it feels stronger. Now, Pisces processes this before they even think, see? And here's the reason. Conscious awareness, what does that represent? Logic, analysis, step-by-step thoughts. The subconscious mind represents what? Pattern recognition, emotional scanning, and what? Nonverbal cues. That's why I said it's what is not being said, of which a Pisces picks up on. And the Pisces is already wired towards what? Emotional data, tone shifts, micro behaviors, and energy changes. Anyway, so the subconscious, it processes millions of cues instantly before the conscious mind catches up. See, that's why it feels psychic. And that's why it's really fast pattern recognition going on here, okay? So that's why you may find a Pisces from another Pisces having high sensitivity. What does that mean? High sensitivity represents what? High data intake. So Pisces energy is highly sensitive to mood shifts, facial expressions, social dynamics, attachment changes, and that means what? More information is being absorbed constantly with Pisces. The subconscious stores all of it and has enough room and energy for it. Then all of a sudden later, it sends a gut feeling. See that? But it doesn't show its math. That's how you know it's calculate. That's how you know it calculates, okay? And here's the thing. That's why your intuition feels stronger than logic. See? Now, a Pisces lives in symbolism. So a Pisces doesn't just think in facts. It thinks in imagery, dreams, metaphors, emotional impressions. And that's why it's the subconscious language of which it speaks. So a Pisces inner world feels deeper than the outer explanation. This is why people do not understand the way Pisces feels about things. That's why they will never understand where a Pisces is coming from. See, because they haven't been there. See, and here's the thing. When it comes to a Pisces feeling the truth before they can what? Articulate it. See that? Now, the emotional memory of a Pisces is very strong. So Pisces remembers how something felt, the tone of the moment, and the shift in the energy, okay? So even years later, the subconscious holds all the emotional records in its file. See, in its filing system, or however you want to say it, the subconscious holds all the emotional records. So the conscious mind forgets the details. So when something similar happens, Pisces, what? Reacts instantly, because the subconscious recognized the pattern of the cycle. And that's why if it needs to be ended, it's because it already calculated the whole situation. It already done its math. It already ran its course. So the conscious mind is what? Softer. See, this is what people benefit from, your conscious awareness now of things, okay? So Pisces conscious mind often what? It rationalizes, it hopes, it gives benefit of the doubt, it avoids harsh confrontation. And here's the thing. Meanwhile, the subconscious already knows ahead of time. See? So that way there's an internal split happening here. So the logic says, oh, maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's nothing going on. But the subconscious says, no, something changed. See how it's certain? And that tension makes the subconscious feel louder and more stronger and more powerful than logic reasoning. See? Because it's still like not certain. And here's the thing. When it comes for the unconscious versus the subconscious difference here, the unconscious represents buried traumas, repressed materials. The subconscious represents active pattern processing, okay? So Pisces tends to access the subconscious anyway because of the material that it holds. See, it's much easier to obtain. Why? Because the dreams, emotional flashes, visions, sudden clarity, and the creative downloads that a Pisces gets. So it's not that it's stronger, it's the fact that Pisces doesn't block it as much, okay? They can just receive from it quickly. Now, another reason why it's stronger is because Pisces trusts the feeling before the thought, if that makes sense. Most people override the whole subtle cues of a situation with logic, but Pisces feels the signal first, so they don't need logic. And when the signal repeats, that's how Pisces knows that, oh, they know that they have proven themselves right in a sense. See, because of the signal repeating itself. Now, a Pisces trusts the shifts to the subconscious. And a lot of people forget that Pisces uses the conscious mind, the subconscious, and the unconscious, okay? So when it's the dark side Pisces, then everything that I just said is unbalanced. When it's the shadow side. And what that turns into is anxiety mistaken for intuition, over-identifying with feelings, emotional overwhelmingness, and projection. And that's when the grounding becomes necessary. And that's why I said you guys have to ground yourselves anyway. Now, if you're a balanced Pisces, and what I'm referring to is the healthy side, the evolved one, then that means that the Pisces subconscious power becomes the calm intuition. See, the emotional intelligence is there. The creative genius aspects and dynamic is there. The strategic silence is there, and the deep discernment takes over. So just know that how all this is happening, symbolically speaking, is through what? Pisces being tied to water. So the ram behind the surface, that's why it can feel like the subconscious runs stronger, if that makes sense, than just the whole constant than the whole conscious awareness situation. Okay, so that's how a Pisces can process their emotions before logic even arrives, if that makes sense. They notice the tone faster than the words. They read patterns unconsciously. They absorb the room energy instantly. They connect the past experiences automatically. They have a strong dream recall of a situation regarding their dreams. They have a vivid imagination that fuels insight. See, they have high empathy, which represents what? The whole collection of the deep emotional data that they receive. So a Pisces is also sensitive to their nervous system. They pick up the micro expressions. The intuition forms before their thoughts can. They feel misalignment without proof. And then they feel the subtle shifts, okay? that register quickly. So silence speaks louder to them. That's why they are comfortable in silence. Okay. Another thing is that they mirror emotions subconsciously as well. And you know what? One thing about the subconscious is that it has unlimited space. It's not like, oh, a terabyte worth. It's literally, you could put so much stuff in it because guess what? Not many people use it anyway. Another thing is they can feel the intention shifts early before they even happen. They can reflect their whole inner dialogue of a situation. They can have a deep memory tied to their feelings and emotions. They have the nighttime clarity that spikes at night. The creative side, the creative brain work of a Pisces, it radiates in its dominance. They can see the possibilities before the outcomes. They absorb the collective moods. They respond to energy, not just the facts. And like I said, that's just many different things, you guys, that makes the Pisces subconscious feel stronger. Now, another thing is it's not all about just constant conscious awareness, okay? Because you know, it doesn't, it's just not stronger than the subconscious. But another thing is it's not weak that you will use the conscious awareness. It's not weak, but the Pisces subconscious, it gathers more data. That's the biggest difference. It gathers more data through the emotions and energy, so it feels stronger, in other words. So that's the biggest thing, you know, that's the biggest truth of it all. So just know that you can't see one misconception is that everybody thinks that your subconscious has all the answers, and that's not true. So what it is that there's a balance here, okay? It's a balance because you do need to have logic. See, from time to time, you do have to use logic in some instances in life. So it's not like, oh, just forget about logic altogether just because of the subconscious. You want to use both. See, there must be a core balance. So anybody that says, oh, you know, if they were to just choose one thing over the other, then they will, what would they be, what would they be actually doing? Self-sabotage, okay, against themselves. So just know that when you are I'll say this, when you are fully evolved as a Pisces, you will begin to master both, if that makes sense. See, so that's why I said there's a science to this, you guys. There's a science behind intuition versus overthinking. That's why I said, like, overanalyzing is or overthinking the situation is not really, how can I say it? It's not important. See, it's better to just be subconsciously aware than apply just a little bit of logic to the situation. So where are we swimming to next? Yeah, I said, where are we swimming to next, you guys? So smash the like button. Let's try to get the video to 100 likes. Like I say, happy birthday to all the my fellow Pisceans. If you know, today's February 20th, so happy birthday. And I'm gonna post some something nice for you guys in the community post section. Appreciate everybody coming out tonight to you know, support the movement or whatnot. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Love y'all. Catch y'all tomorrow. Peace out.